And Paul Pelosi says, "Oh yeah, he's with
Hold
me.
a sec.
He's with me."
Live.
And
Let me
and
do the
then
intro. Let me
he's
do the
like,
intro.
Let him do the intro.
Yes. Okay, so this is a delayed stream. If you already can't tell, it's energetic, but people have lives and bad things, so I've been trying to get this, and hopefully, if this can become good, I can get Lucifer on a regular schedule.
if you're watching this stream, you know we don't have lives.
Well, if we don't, regular time better, because as much as I like working with Gray and Patrick and others, I do like to cover the gaming at the 40K side, but
Me too.
God. But we have to get the time you have to get people to, but no, so we're gonna today we're gonna discuss the Assassin's Creed Shadow drama / story that's not out. I call it a non-bow because a lot of people are trying to make hay over it and they're getting it wrong. And then the other half is I'll finally get to talk about the Femstodes thing. That I've been
Yay! Femstodes!
Well, it's more of a complicated matter with the
revision. It's gotten crazier.
It's gotten worse, but it's
much worse.
But the only thing that's saved 40K right now is the Chaos Codex temporarily because it's good.
I gotta disagree with you on that and say that Henry Cavill making waves about it has been more of a
I said the Chaos Codex is good, not the Custodian's Codex. But
I know, but I'm saying that now that Henry Cavill has actually made some waves about it, I think there might be some changes. I think there might be some changes that will be positive. There will be some positive changes. And I'm being positive in my own heart. I think that just having him getting his voice out there and saying, fuck this bullshit, we're going to actually get some actual positive changes. And Games Workshop might actually eat some crow.
There was no model associated with the change, so I don't think it was official.
They do it official. Do you know what? Maybe that's one of those false starts kind of things where everyone just false starts and we just reset and we can actually make
so the CFO the CFO left, cashed in 2/3 of her stock. Supposedly that's standard.
Ooh.
But she has known being CFO, just like the one at Wizards, left before Q1, by the way.
Correct.
Cynthia Williams left before Q1, but there's a whole thing. Everyone's saying she was forced out, but this CFO of GW left ahead of halfway through 10th edition that people have not really liked or sidelined the game, because there's a whole side to that, but that will be later on. We're going to start with a story that I found. So everyone says DEI is not real.
It's not real? Really?
I said
not real.
I said DEI came out of basically the HR department. Basically, the concept is that's how, like Anita Sarkeesian, those people that came out of HR departments.
Oh, everything's racist, everything's sexist.
Yes, but you get why I said they. You get why I said they came out of HR departments. Now, there's been the whole thing of, like in GW, like in the quarterly earnings report, the CFO was pushing DEI. DEI and other stuff is pushed by the financial people in the last few years. Now, does this confirm it? Would one of you two like to read it?
Well, it just I will read this. I've actually got it up on my on my screen right now. So a former diversity program manager at Facebook and Nike.
Let me say this before. This headline was blasted across all newspapers, not just conservative newspapers, LA Times, Washington Post. So you know this is real. Am I right? How bad is it we lost Lucifer? What did you do?
Oh, I accidentally pressed the X.
See, you know when a story is real, when it's blasted across all the major newspapers.
Oh, well, this one is undeniable. And while we were talking earlier, I actually checked up on the U.S. Attorney, the Ryan Buchanan, and to see how he responded to what was going on with this. And he's gone into depth about it. It's kind of silly. This is a major issue.
By the way, this just broke like today or yesterday.
It broke today. This is like breaking news for the news industry.
And
this has been going on for a while.
Like
exactly,
no
of course.
covered this particular story.
Okay, and I'm gonna say this bluntly. It's you know why. It's because of that lipstick that she wears, and people who wear lipstick like that. And that amount of gums in those smiles, people don't want to have them on the front page, and because DEI is so prevalent, like Don Lemon,
but you also got to
Joy
remember.
Reid.
No, you got to remember. Let me say this: you got to remember too. A lot of that stuff came up in the language because I recall a story by Tim Pool starting in about 2013, 2014. I'm trying to say this to Vincent. Vincent, just here's my train of thought on this. This started in 2013, 2014. I wish I could find the video or the article where Tim Pool talked about this. There was a media group that started using terms in...
Oh, yes. Yes, I know
in 2013, and they were shocked it took off.
Yeah, it was like as soon as they started like making waves against the banks and talking about how the elites are stealing money from young people and like middle class people. That's when they were like, okay, we need to start talking about racism. Everyone start talking about racism. Start talking about how oppressed people are being oppressed by whoever. Just make it up. Whoever. That's what you see right now between Israel and Palestine. But we won't even get into that. Let's go keep on this. Hello? Nope. Did you lose me?
Oh. Nope.
Hello?
Hi, Matt. Are you okay?
Yeah. Okay, Matt.
I was just letting you speak. Sorry.
Oh.
No, the story was because he started covering it because it was put into the algorithm by people way back when. And I wish I could find this article that he talked about it in a media group that talked about it back
Okay. Well, while you try to find that, let me read the article.
I can't find it. Did you?
Let me find the article,
though. Read
okay,
this article.
So a former diversity program manager at Facebook and Nike was sentenced to 5 years and 3 months in prison after pleading guilty to stealing more than $5 million to fund her luxury lifestyle. The sentence against Barbara Furlow Smiles. Furlow Smiles. Anyways, was announced on Monday at the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Georgia. Furlow Smiles shamelessly violated her position. Shamelessly violated. Yeah, duh. Look at that face. Of course, she shamelessly violated her position of trust as the DIE executive at Facebook to steal millions from the company, utilizing a scheme involving fraudulent vendors, fake invoices and cash kickbacks. U.S. Attorney Ryan Buchanan said. And Buchanan's Twitter is hilarious. He went into depth, but then of course deleted a bunch of stuff. Buchanan added, after being terminated from Facebook, she brazenly continued the fraud as a DEI leader at Nike, where she stole another six-figure sum from their diversity program. According to the attorney's office, Furlough Smiles began her elaborate fraud while working as diversity, equity, and inclusion executive at Facebook from 2017 to 2021. She started in 2017 as the diversity, equity, and inclusion executive. Mm-hmm. So this has been going on. This has been going on for 7 years, almost 8 years now. Then you don't. If you started your job in 2017 as an executive, the job was already thought up a year before that. So this has been 8 years now. So this stuff has been in depth. So I guess we haven't known about it up until a couple of years ago. And in that role, she had access to the company's credit cards. What? And the authority to make purchases and approve invoices for Facebook's vendors. Oh my God.
So you're talking, this is probably just a wave, the first, because it doesn't surprise me, because here's the thing about when you talk about these positions. A lot of these people are activists. Unlike what I say.
Of course they are.
These people she made this position. And the idea that they have been using this. And for the record, it is not every article has DEI in it. So before someone says, we're calling it for what Black people in diversity. No, this is what the federal government's doing. Because the federal government, even Biden's administration, has been looking into these people. The federal Justice Department, they're starting to go into DEI as well, like they went into crypto. Remember how they went into the crypto people?
Yes. The FTX?
Yeah.
Yeah, and look how
many. Not just FTX.
Billions.
They went after every crypto. Like they literally have almost every crypto billionaire in their sites right now. And they're trying to add DEI, right? People who say this doesn't exist, where do you think these managers are? This is just one to get caught that have enriched them.
And that's the thing. It's been going on for this long. And we just found out about it in the last couple of years. We've known about it for a while, but it hasn't become like a major issue in the last couple of years. Like now we're finding out about it, and it's like, wow, this is so stupid. What are you doing? Every single one of these ideas and these like hiring practices for diversity, equity, and inclusion are literally racist or sexist. And they're violating the laws in Canada and the United States that for equal opportunity laws. So it makes no sense that now we're figuring this out, but I'm glad we're
finding out about it after the funds have started running dry.
And
because I wish I could find the article.
Actually beneficial.
I wish I could find out the article, because the guy who's the head of BlackRock was complaining about the funds were drying up, so they had to be released.
While you find that, let me finish this. Yeah. In that role, she had access to the company's credit cards and an authority to make purchases to approve invoices for Facebook's vendors, which is retarded. She used her position to pay friends, family, and other associates for items and services that were never given to Facebook, according to statements. Hidden the phony expenses by filing counterfeit expenditure reports. Oh my God. Once these people received the money, they returned most of it to Furlough Smiles in cash. either in person or sometimes by Federal Express or by mail. Oh my God, it was like she money laundered itself. She money laundered herself millions of dollars. It added that the so-called vendors included Furlough Smiles' friends, relatives, interns, and former job nannies and babysitters and hairstylists and even her university tutor. Oh my God. Her babysitter, her hairstylist, and university tutor were helping money launder to herself. Like she was probably paying like $5,000 to her babysitter and going, okay, you got to pay $4,000 back to me, but I'll give you $1,000. And that's like mafia bullshit. Oh my God. Okay, Furlough Smiles also used the fraud to pay more than $18,000 in preschool tuition and close to $10,000 to an artist for special photos. Oh my God. She paid a photographer $10,000 to take pictures of herself. Oh my God. Oh, do you know what? If you're gonna be gangster like that, you might as well waste the money on that shit. After getting fired from Facebook, she continued the fraud in her next role as DEI leader at Nike, thinking she was untouchable. Buchanan said in the press conference, over 6 years, Furlough Smiles used bogus charges and phony invoices to steal $4.9 million from Facebook and over $120,000 from Nike to fund her luxury lifestyle in California, Georgia, and Oregon. She had a home in California, Georgia, and Oregon from all of this money laundering that she was doing. And
hold on a sec. Doesn't this sound like Black Lives Matter level when the
literally that's
Literally
exactly what I was about to say. That yes, it's embezzlement. It straight up is embezzlement. This is the definition of embezzlement. Yeah.
Vin Bin has said something. He said, not to be a nitpicker, but you should change the title to something more relevant to the topic you are talking about.
Thank you, Vincent. I understand. I saw that.
Well, Vincent's gay, so you know he's probably right. Do you know what? I believe him. He's gay, so
cool.
That makes a lot of sense.
That
makes a lot of sense, and
this is an intro.
Him being gay is actually my favorite part about him. So
this is just an intro. I meant to make this funny.
Love you, Vin. Love you. Also, okay.
But
let me finish. I'm almost
yes.
I'm almost at the end. I'm almost at the end. At over 6 years, Furlough Smiles used bogus charges and phony invoices to steal all that. Okay, so as a result, she not only threw away a lucrative career, but will serve time behind bars for her excessive greed. Furlough Smiles was also ordered to pay Facebook close to $5 million. And Nike about $120,000 in restoration. So she has to pay a little bit more back, but that's never going to fucking happen. Facebook and Nike are not the only companies to have faced issues of wire fraud. Duh. So great. Oh, do you know what? And I got to say bluntly, Facebook and Nike, do you know what? Good. Do you know what? She's a criminal, and she did everything she did was illegal. But Facebook and Nike, whatever. They deserve to have money stolen from them. And I would have done it if I was her. Just like that mayor in just outside of Chicago. So I think that amount of money, that I can't believe she spent that much money. Like she must have put it into like bonds or something like that, because there's no way, like she spent over 5 years. She spent like $6 million. Like, who does that?
Back
Oh wait, she has 3 houses.
do you remember why people said like what happened to half the funds and the Black Lives Matter people? They bought homes like in Georgia. Like
700. Okay, so $780 million were donated to Black Lives Matter charities, and not to the Black Lives Matter coalition, but to charities that go to Democratic parties. 700, almost $250 million. That's how in during that time it was crazy. And where did it all go? It all went into advertising and paying off staff and stuff like that, and it's all gone.
It went into the DNC, and then they only used like 20 or 30% max for the organization that gives communities.
But that's the thing with all that's legalized bribery. I still can't believe the United States allows this, where you're allowed to just donate hundreds of millions of dollars to PACs and super PACs. Oh, but I don't have any control over what they do with the money. But they can pay your staff. They can pay you. They can pay your wife. So a super PAC, let's say Joe Biden or Donald Trump. Let's say Donald Trump has a super PAC. Somebody has a super PAC that's supporting Donald Trump, and they pay Melania half of the money that they get. She can just put it into a joint account with Trump. How is that not bribery? It makes no sense to me. I don't understand how your guys' election bullshit works. It's so silly. It's straight up bribery. It's just we shuffle stuff around, but it's not bribery because I gave it to your son, who gives it to his wife, who gives it to your wife, and now it's in your pocket. How is that different?
We do have nepotism laws.
Yeah, we do.
I watched Trump hire every single one of his family members to work in the White House.
Yeah, but you can prosecute them.
You can laws are only as good as laws are only good if you actually use them against people who commit those crimes. If it's illegal to enter the country by legal means, are they committing a crime? Shouldn't you be arrested? Shouldn't they be arresting all the people that enter the United States illegally?
Look,
but it's all about if you
I know you're not the Devonian Canadian, which is a little bit different.
No, I'm definitely not.
You're not a Devonian Canadian, but no. But no, in the U.S. we do have laws against high level white collar crime kind of thing.
Yes,
where
of course Nancy Pelosi has been doing insider trading.
Oh, by the way, she has been doing insider trading. For some bizarre reason, I remember the story that she invested in a bunch of microchips in China at one point, and NVIDIA. Well, why would her husband invest in NVIDIA and other technologies? She has stock investment returns that make the biggest people like Romney on Wall Street blush.
Yes, she is the what's his name was saying. Who's that? Warren Buffett was saying she makes more. Not her husband. She makes more in the stock market than anyone in the history of the United States ever. She is the greatest stock trader of all time. How could the Speaker of the House ever be allowed to be the greatest stock trader of all time? It's allowing the fox to run the hen house.
Now this
it
would
is
be the
so
discussion
dumb.
of insider trading and when you make the laws.
It's like making the chief of police a drug dealer.
Yeah.
It makes no sense, and you're asking for corruption. You're and allowing it.
What do you mean corruption? What is the phrase is not the full, because the context of the phrase corruption corrupts absolutely.
Yes, exactly. Power corrupts, but
power corrupts
power
absolutely.
Yes.
And the idea of it was done in the full context of it, yes, was done in a religious sense with the Pope, but it is used as a generic statement. Now, I just did this because the reason why I'm Vin, I did change the title, but I can't do it from StreamYard's end. This is actually probably the first of many. There was 880 complaints of fraud, 880,000 online frauds with a loss of 12.5 billion. But this story literally broke roughly like yesterday. Right? It's like
like years late.
Like years late. The other. And you've been trying to look for stuff on DEI for like this stuff has been here. Like this. This is from this year.
Dude, but that's the thing, like
this is the article I was talking about. Like literally he got pissed because Texas took money. Like every of these states have been going after this.
Well, yeah, and now it's every company knows.
See, here's the trick.
It's a waste of money.
Here's look at this right here. Has nearly lost $4 billion under its assets as a result of political backlash.
Oh my God.
They have been burning money, and our stock market hasn't fully recovered since the 2008 crash. Wealth literally vanished.
Well, yeah, it went into property.
Yeah,
and into what's called liquid assets.
What was
holding on to commodities?
Basically, what was it? Like this is tied together because they have been. This is what was keeping Kotaku's afloat, Polygon's afloat.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. You're right.
Vice.
It was futures and speculation. It's thinking the future would like work this stuff out. So they were giving loans at really low interest to these people. And it's so silly. That's why Adam Friended talks about MMT all the time, because he's like, that's a good thing. All we have to do is just keep giving these people money. As long as they keep paying people to do this stuff, then they will spend money on the economy. But it's like, okay, but if they're not making a product, then it's just a bubble that you're just investing in a bubble.
I should mention too, Disney has some DEI lawsuits against them as well, because they're discriminating against their employees.
Yeah, that's why when DeSantis dropped that law and signed off on that anti-DEI diversity, equity, and inclusion law. Oh my God. Now, what's it called? Disney World is going to start eating themselves. They're going to lose like 20% of their employees within the next year.
This was from March of this year. A discrimination lawsuit against Disney because it's systematically underpaying women.
Yep.
That's just one of the lawsuits. They have 4 right now against them.
And that's the best part. They can't complain about it because they've been bitching about how like we're part of the right side of history. We need everyone to be getting paid equally. We need everyone to get paid like their fair share so they can have an equal wage and be a living wage and stuff like that. Nobody's gonna back them anymore.
So people don't think I'm talking out of my ass. But yeah, there's 4 major lawsuits against Disney. And even in that one lawsuit, like, I think this can go into, like, what was I talking to someone British? Like, with BBC and other people? Like, I'm not going to even touch the Doctor Who series with a 10-foot pole. That show can burn. That show can burn horribly.
Remember when the Metro UK just deleted their entire Twitter account?
Well, that's a separate topic. I may have to go into just the first 2 episodes. I'm going to give it, like, I can't even watch it, but, like, Multi was like, how do you watch Halo? I just want to see how bad. I just want you to understand. They have Gatwa's character in the first episode, after it gets done dancing at a gay club, goes past an officer, basically says, I just got snowballed.
Oh, God. Why? Why?
I want you to understand the church on Abbey Road, when the Christmas special happened, and I talked about this with Gray, was being tested in America and by the BBC. It actually had bad reception. So we knew this season was screwed. Apparently, this companion has been fired after 1 season or so. This companion was literally terminated over something. Now, basically, this is Disney basically greenlit 2 seasons of this show. And apparently, in overnight, the first 2 episodes only got 2.4 and 2.6 million views.
Oh, for
Doctor Who
God.
is gone.
That is, and when you go from when even Jodie Whittaker days, when people thought it was going to die and they were getting 4.5 million, and they're like, oh my God, these are not Doctor Who numbers. We are like, it should be 8 million. It straight up should be 8 to 10 million an episode. It should be. And Doctor Who has the pedigree to be able to carry that kind of stuff. You don't get like 2 million. You don't get 20% or like 30% of your viewers by just screwing up a little bit.
Let me check something too. Star Trek Discovery just did its last season. I kind of want to know its ratings.
780,000. I'm guessing. I'm just throwing the number out there. 780. And in the target demographic, 200,000.
You think?
Yeah. 0.2.
Let me look on. Let me see.
I actually think I'm pretty sure Az said that it got 0.2 in the target demographic.
So what makes you feel? And then for the second episode, they pulled Jinxie Moon or whatever their name is, from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay, so I've used to watch RuPaul's Drag Race with my because I was a DJ, and I have lots of like drag queen friends and lots of gay friends and stuff like that, and we all used to watch that. This person is a terrible person. And
that person over.
Yes, I cannot believe that person actually got asked to be on like an actual like show. I don't know where that came from.
What's the name of the drag queen?
I'll look it up.
Yes, please.
Because there's a lot of controversial queens that, like, I used to be into Drag Race, and then I just was not. I think the only person
Jinx Monsoon.
Yes, Jinx Monsoon, yeah.
Oh, well, Jinx Monsoon, I used to like her stuff, but then she became weird.
Okay. I know a lot of drag queens, and I know a lot of people in the industry. They're all weird, but they all have this we keep it for the stage. When Jinx got asked to do this, and just like with the new Doctor, when they got asked to become part of this amazing show that everyone knows about, I think their brains just started their egos just swelled outside of their brains.
Well, to be fair,
they just became bigger than they actually were, and they just went a little retarded.
Their brains swelled so big that it literally could fit their wigs now.
Yeah, finally, yes.
I'm alarmed. By the way, I'm alarmed.
No.
That apparently 3 weeks ago, someone on Reddit actually put season 5 of Star Trek Discovery is actually good.
No. No, it's not. No, and I would do a disbrew, like breakdown of
season 5. Disbrew. Actually, I feel bad for Disbrew.
Why would you feel bad for him? Oh my god!
He actually was he was reviewing Velma season 2.
Good.
He's episode by episode.
Imagine making $1,000 of video off of watching this terrible show and just like spending 4 hours.
Okay.
To review it.
So apparently season
that seems like a great that seems like a fine job to me.
The final season of Discovery sits at basic ratings at about an average of 6.3.
Really?
That is
okay? So what is that? Is that from IMDb?
No.
Is that from Rotten Tomatoes?
No. This is actually a different site.
Where are you getting this from? I wonder
if this is real.
You put this in the private chat.
It's on screen.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Wait, go back up. I need to see that. Okay, so it's on a downward trend. Obviously, it's on a downward trend, but what? Okay, so look at season 2, where more people were watching. I don't believe that. I do not believe that. I do not believe that. Season 2 is such trash. Oh
Let me see if I can.
I wanted to punch people in the face for making me.
I can't even. Oh, Mikey Burnham.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, never mind. Okay, I see. Okay.
So you're talking the episode so far. It started in here.
Yeah.
And I guess they said the 1, and this is the 7's the average, but
oh my god.
So 5, 7. I'd have to do more, but yeah, I just look at it. It's still not good.
No. I have a hard time not pausing it every 3-4 minutes. And going,
Doctor Who.
What in God's name?
Apparently, Doctor Who, Gatwa's episode, has Disney is scared of the click-through rates.
Oh, do you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Just people skipping through it.
No, they're having to stop. And apparently they're looking at it. Because I want to see this, because in standard, right? Because you're talking Disney itself does DEI, right?
Of course.
They put in. I just want you to understand, Doctor Who went from a family-friendly show and then the first thing is, I got to go home to my thing. He goes, oh, you're the doctor? Ah. And then he goes, it starts to feel like, some moments feel like Doctor Who. Then it's but I just got snowballed. I need to go. And I'm like, that can't be a good term. And this is what I want you to understand. In this season, he wants to have a big dance number where he does the drag death
Dear
bomb.
Lord, have mercy.
I know.
What the fuck?
Apparently, you have to look these terms up. And right now, Russell T. Davies basically signed off on all of this.
I know, and that's the weirdest thing because he brought Doctor Who back. He made it like back in 2004. He made Doctor Who watchable. Like, and oh my God, Doctor Who's amazing again. Oh my God. And then we had, and then Russ, oh my God.
But if you're familiar, there is so much LGBTQ references he wants to do. Like,
but it seems like it's more about the message than the actual story writing. And it makes me just sad because Doctor Who used to be about like family friendly, but also
by the way,
weird craziness.
By the way, they have him as
they all sit around and watch.
A Scottish actor.
The chocolateness. Who's the Scottish actor?
Nocti Gatwa.
Oh, he's Scottish, is he? Have you heard his accent? There's nobody.
He's Rwandan.
Yeah, exactly. He's not.
Oh, by the way, there was this whole thing of like, by the way, he says the kilt here. He wore one of his whole poses was wearing like an open front kilt that's split in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they show that in the commercial. And okay, so as a DJ, being like spun music for so many clubs and seeing people on the dance floor, it was the gayest dance I've ever seen in my entire life. Every single person in that club would look at him and go, wow, that guy's flaming gay. Like seriously flaming gay. Like the most gay dancing you could possibly
be
do
clear
to be
here.
as gay as possible.
Here they said
announcing your gayness.
They said that they want the 70s, they want very distinct British styles. Does this look like a British hipster style from the 60s?
What the fuck is that?
No. And you know what? DJ Spider. I would look at DJ Spider.
This was she goes, I want to create. She goes,
oh my
they
God,
go,
no.
I want to create.
No, that looks like a cartoon. That straight up looks like a freaking, like, oh my God. No. It looks like a Scooby-Doo cartoon
This
character.
is just the second episode, by the way.
No.
Literally, they want to create iconic British styles.
No. And of course, Gary and Despot were talking about episode 3. And
by
he
the
said
way,
it was the worst thing that he's ever seen in his entire life, and I refuse to watch it now.
Let me find a better image. That's Jinx Monsoon.
Yeah, I know that's Jinx. Yeah.
Oh,
I've seen Jinx a few times.
By the way, there's the dance scene.
Do you know what? I gotta give him credit for being in really good shape. At least he's in really good shape. It's almost like he used to get paid to dance at clubs.
Here we go.
Here's something.
Here's part of that scene. Yes.
That is not a kilt. That's a skirt.
So I am not. I know this is tame for TV, but you thought Barbie Ken dancing was that bad. Yeah.
Kind of like one of the first.
You can't deny this chocolateness. You can't deny the chocolateness.
So he's dancing in like a club, and here,
like seriously, he's in really good shape, but he is obviously like super gay. Like it is no denying. There's no looking.
Supposedly he has a wife, but
yeah, sure, yeah, and a trans wife.
I'm sorry. Is this a Mike Obama thing?
Well, I don't care. I'm not gonna dig deep, but I guarantee his wife has a penis.
Okay. Do you? I love how you just. I'm sorry. Any man who could pull off.
No, he's in good shape. He's a good-looking guy. He is a good-looking guy, and trust me.
like I don't like it when like guys dress feminine.
No,
Isn't
me
that
neither. No, I don't. Me
See,
neither.
this has been the
I'm bi.
generic like pose.
I'm bi.
Right?
I don't like guys that want to be like ultra feminine and want to be girly. I want guys that I do like that picture on the side that you were showing where he's wearing that leather trench coat and stuff, and it's just fashionable.
Yeah.
That's good looking. That's model like.
Yeah.
But like I said, that when he was in the club and he was dancing, that
he can dress normal, right?
Yes. And
like
he has the model body. He's in very good shape. He has big arms. He has a big chest. He has a very clean face, other than his cheeks that are really messed up from scarring. That I don't know what the fuck happened.
Like when you see him in a suit,
and that looks great. Oh my god, he looks good. He has a beautiful smile. He's a good looking guy.
Yeah,
but at the moment he starts talking, you're immediate. It turns.
Oh,
me
have you ever heard the? Now I do think back in this. Apparently, when Russell T Davies saw him audition for the Doctor, he said, "This is the perfect Doctor."
Yes. No. The story. Now this is what I hear from some very reputable sources. Is he was doing a play, and he was a member of the cast. He wasn't the lead, but he was some member of the cast that was high up, and Russell T Davies and somebody else met him backstage and asked him if he wanted to be the Doctor.
Oh,
because he loved the way that he played his role. That's what I heard. And I'm not going to say this comes from the Critical Drinker and from Gary Nerdrotic. I'm not going to say it comes from them, but it may have come from them, and it may have been confirmed from Mark the Cyborg and X-Ray Girl.
Basically, I do like this funny. Apparently, and I can't say this, right? You gotta understand, right? Now, I want you to understand. Apparently, according to many articles, this man also said this is where people need to rein in. Like, do you remember the whole D&D like Honor Among Thieves film? Last year.
Oh yes, with Chris Pine.
Yeah, everyone said because the director and all the actors were like, "This is going to be the wokest production. We're going to own the man." And then the executive producer's like, "Shut the F up. None of this is in here." Do you remember that?
Yeah, and it was actually
it bombed week one,
but
and then everyone. Even
Shadowversity, bomb, but it was actually okay movie.
Yeah, Shadowversity was like, it's actually a good film. Basically, the reviews and the actors were playing it up. So apparently, Godlove literally said, if you don't like the show, don't watch it.
No, he said, go touch grass.
Yes.
He said, and then on Twitter, all of his comments afterwards about the show, people showed hands touching grass. He got inundated with like a whole bunch of comments of people just showing hands touching grass. It's like, yeah, we ain't gonna watch your shit. You don't want us to watch it? Fuck you then.
Now I don't.
And do you know what? Do you know what? Good for him. I'm glad. He did that.
I'm gonna have to say.
I'm glad he did that.
I know, like he actually said, turn off the television and go touch grass. Yes.
Yeah.
He actually said this. And Disney, right? Apparently, now I don't even want to go into it. At some point, I'm going to have to go into how actors sign off for the destruction of their character. I cannot watch Tenet again. Like, Tenet is dead to me in the eyes.
Don't say that. Don't. He's so
Why?
good.
He's signing off on the destruction of his character.
So what? Okay. Don't care about him as a person. All of his roles and what he's done, it doesn't mean that it steals away from what he's done already. But, He's just an actor. They're just prostitutes. So, they're just paid to do, terrible jobs, whatever. Just like Mark Hamill. He went into Last Jedi, got paid the money, whatever. You do your thing. I'm not going to hate on Mark Hamill for doing Last Jedi. But I will hate on him for all the shit he's done on Twitter.
So
same with Stephen King.
okay, so
are we gonna get into like the stuff we were going to talk about?
yes, we will. I just want to address this. So this right
Assassin's
here,
Creed, yeah.
So this right here, right? Just right here. This is what he said. He addressed individuals who are not fans of his casting. Don't watch. Turn off the TV. Go touch grass. Please, for God's sakes.
For God's sakes.
Said the man who lives terminally online.
Oh, yeah. If you look at his Twitter right now, you can see that he tweets like look on his replies. He's on there all the time, unless he started deleting a whole bunch.
And still, this is an interesting primer because, see, Romeo, I've been needing to get this. Like, this just happens. But yeah, like, people are. And now they're also priming the audience for what's the other half that happens. Show fails because they cast a gay black man or a black man.
Oh, but that just seems like the silliest thing. It's just like the DIE thing where, okay, we need to check boxes. We don't need a good actor or somebody that can actually do the job. We need it needs to be somebody who can fill like, oh, it needs to be gay, it needs to be a woman, or it needs to be a gay black person, a black man. It can't be a white man. It can't be a gay white man.
By the way, they're already priming the articles to say people are tuning out because it's a gay black man.
You know it. You know,
I already
they've already been doing it. Yeah, and
there's already been a couple of articles.
The racist bigots don't like the new Doctor Who, blah blah blah, and they've probably been paid already like weeks before this to say that.
So you're telling
me, and you know what? And I still watch Vincent, even though he's a gay bigot. And I still can't. I still like his content, and even though but I like it because it's good, not because he's gay.
So
that's not. I don't watch it because
so one
he's
of
gay.
the episodes, right? And we'll move along to the Assassin's Creed thing. But let me say this: I've already seen they're already priming the papers because there was already people say people didn't tune into it because it's a black gay man. And it's like, I'm like, boom, that's already there. They're prepping the story, why it failed. And I'm not even going to get into the whole reason. Apparently, Acolyte Season 2 is dead already.
Wait, Acolyte Season 1 even exists?
2.
They're even going to put it out.
Yeah.
It's like with Rings of Power. They're contractually obligated for 5 seasons. It's like they're digging themselves insanely huge holes to bury themselves in. Where's the money coming from?
So this is actually the whole thing of like when you're talking about will lead into the whole thing with the Black Samurai, because people are saying this is why we don't want it. This is actually the ratings overnight, right? This is how bad it is. Like the ratings falling overnight right here. Right there.
Ooh.
Radio Times is a credible, very source.
Brutal. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh,
please.
You will be screaming.
AOB who watches that.
Well, nobody's going to be watching it to scream, bro.
Well, how bad is the fall off going to be?
Oh, it'll
Radio Times
be
is based
80%
in the UK.
Do you know what? The only people who are going to watch it will be reviewers.
I've already seen the thing on the Black Samurai people, you don't want to watch it or do it because it's a black man getting whatever. Oh, by the way, Maestro, before I forget, actually lectures the old man. It goes, so you're the father? You look like a woman. No, I'm a they them.
Oh God, I know.
They.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
What did he say? No, it's they. Who's they? They. That person. That's they had to make a big deal about the pronouns. They actually spent 40 seconds talking about the pronouns.
Yes, they did.
Actually,
And
sorry, 30
I have to remember,
seconds.
it's like one of those, the whole thing of, we're not even, like, compared to the shows I cover, I just wanted to see if this train wreck was real. This can't get any better. It's not like X-Men 97, which is good.
Yes, it is.
Like, I'll be honest, and when I go in with it with Gray, they're pulling obscure storylines that I thought they would never do.
Storylines that I actually have the comics for.
Okay,
that blows my mind.
I'm not going to say the cliffhanger they left it off on. If you know that comic,
yes,
do you know that comic?
Yes, of course I do, because Magneto and Charles Xavier melding together to form Onslaught.
No, the ending. The ending.
Oh, and so when they go back in time for Apocalypse.
Do you know that
for
comic?
Age of Apocalypse?
No, it's not Age of Apocalypse. Okay. I don't want to spoil the idea, but there's a comic, a one-shot or two-shot comic series that goes back to the origins of Apocalypse.
Yes.
And I actually know of that. And it was from like the late 90s.
Yes, it was. And
it was the origin of before. So Bo DeMaio pulled that comic series, and it is the actual origin of before he became the blue-skinned one we all see.
Yeah, before he got into the Celestial ship, and he met up with what's his name, with Kang.
I will actually have to go look that up, because when I saw that at the finale to be continued, like in the after credits, I'm like, Bo DeMaio to pull that out of his ass. For me,
he's not a part of the he's not part of the X-Men anymore.
No,
he got fired.
There.
Yeah, he
got fired.
Well, he left or he got fired, whichever, and who knows.
So
whatever happened.
The idea, like, I'm not going to give it. There are issues with the show that I have. I hate the abridgment, but the fact alone, compared to Doctor Who and other shows, he's actually honoring the comics.
Oh, hell yes. I love it to death. And you know what? I'm really glad that people like Gary and Danica, Comic Book Girl 19, are still around right now, because they're both X-Men fanatics and they love it. And it's something that we can all talk about and enjoy. And
I don't like the abridgment.
Good.
I don't like the abridgment of Life.
Well, what are you going to do? What they weren't going to make 28 episodes per season, and I wish they would have. But they're not going to.
They abridge Life and Death horribly,
and that's just that's just what you got to deal with in today's day.
You could have handled Life and Death should have been one whole episode to that plot. That is a core, but this is where when we say that we don't know, compared to Doctor Who and compared to these things, people don't know it. Now, that's why I said it leads into the whole, like, we don't watch stuff. A lot of people they're watching X-Men 97, but apparently it's still a ratings flop for them. That's because Disney, it's like
they screwed the pooch, and people don't want to watch Disney stuff. Everyone got rid of their Disney Plus accounts, and I'll guarantee you there are over 4 million people that actually watch the X-Men, but at least 3 million of them are doing it on fake streaming sites and pirating it.
You know what's funny is Shogun, right? Shogun was really good, and that was getting like over numbers, like that show. And it leads into this because we have 2 games going into Assassin's Creed, right? You have Ghost of Tsushima, which was really good.
Really good game.
I've actually seen you have PlayStation releasing Shadow of Ronin. The Ronin that's actually like an exclusive for them.
I know. Yep.
And but it's like a tactics game.
I know.
Isn't there also Neo?
Well, apparently Neo, right? They're gonna go because Blurred Without Fear was on with Robo and another guy. One's like a Dominican Indian, and I guess Robo used to. What's funny is Robo will never admit he streamed with Dane back in the day.
Who? Wait, who?
His name is Robo.
Who are these people?
He runs his Twitter is like left something TV, something like that. And Blurred Without Fear was like, and I've gotten Blurred Without Fear to like, he's basically if you take Eric July and you make him a far left liberal.
Oh my god, that would be the greatest metal
and
band
I have
that has ever not existed.
Okay, so basically, right? Basically, if you take a modern day, just understand, him and Dane are on almost the same page. But Blurred still consumes Marvel Comics, but in the same breath, he will say Krakoa era needs to end. But he is also the first to say and actively believe Rippaverse Goalposts is Eric July or Eric July's wife.
No.
Now, I wish I could make this.
Those are words that should not come out of anyone's mouth ever.
Actually, Blurred Without Fear actually does this because the guy. I don't even want to go. Before I get into the people in the cringe.
I don't know why are you bringing this up? This seems like a topic that may not be something that we should like delve.
But I'm going to say this. This leads into these people are saying over Assassin's Creed, we dislike it because they use the white man and Neo, or we should go over the Last Samurai. The Last Samurai was set in the Meiji era after the fall of the last stand of the samurai class.
No, it's not. No, the Tokugawa Shogun. No, the Tokugawa Shogunate was in It was like in the early 1800s. This is like the 1600s. This is when
I said
Nobunaga. This is Nobunaga.
I said the reason why no one protests the Last Samurai is because it is based on an event that was the last battle of the samurai class. In the Meiji era.
I was going to say the Neo because I've seen people compare as you were talking about Neo thing, but Neo is actually it's more fantasy because there's monsters and stuff. But Assassin's Creed is
Dark Souls-ish.
Yeah, but Assassin's Creed is supposed to be more historical, right? So it's you can't really compare Neo and the new Assassin's Creed game because one's fantasy and basically a Bloodborne game, and then the other one's just a historical fiction game.
Yeah, and they actually use Yasuka, who is an actual historical figure from 1684. So it just seems silly that whatever Assassin's Creed does that all the time though. There was times where they had to what was the one in the Americas where you saw
3, you mean, or are you talking where
you saw so many different historical people.
Right?
They did that all the time. That's kind of the thing that they do, but it just seems dumb in feudal Japan to have an African slave, technically an African slave or a retainer who is sold to other people, so a slave that as a samurai and as a main character, it just seems so heavy-handedly forced. It seems so silly, and like I said before, and I know I said this like an hour ago, I've dug into this the developers like Twitter history and stuff. She is the most stereotypical fat white liberal woman or leftist woman who hates white people so much and just feels victimization towards black people and wants to do as much that she can to help out the black cause. And she has BLM and the Palestinian flag in her Twitter profile right now. And she's 260 pounds and she's 5'3".
She's the same height as me, and she's just a little bit over my weight.
Just a little bit. What do you mean? You're 5'3"?
Yeah,
I'm 6'7".
I know you've talked about your
and I weigh less than her, and I'm over
You're
a foot
skinny.
taller than her. I'm 220 right now.
I'm 170, like 8 or 9 right now because I gained weight because I was 176, but I used to be 219 pounds.
She's almost 100 pounds more than you, dude.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to get that picture up of her? I need to. I'll find that picture. Yes, exactly. And when she's a big girl, and it's one of those things.
Girl.
Yeah, she's a big girl, but it's one of those things where you can. I hate saying this, but looking at her, you know her politics just by looking at her.
Okay,
and I hate that.
Okay,
it's so stupid. I wish that wasn't true in this day and age, where I could see someone and go, "Yeah, I know that she hates white people."
Okay, let me say this, right? For the first part, right? Because in one of the other producers of it, not that particular one, like they showed in a showcase, I remember when I covered the Kim Billar thing, they were talking about they liked the design of how Syndicate was done. The two protagonist story. They do like that setup, okay? That is what they were going for. But these were basically Eastern Europeans, subtly like Swedes, saying the more they heard about Yasuke, they basically said that they liked the story. It's loosely based on history. A lot of our stuff was never based on actual history.
But then they're just going to disrespect a whole country. It's
funny. Now I'm going to say this: the controversy was okay. This is what Blurred was saying, and he had to do it because he's like, "Oh, I'm a weeb," or like he's a weeb kind of thing, and getting it. The controversy, and even when Metatron had covered him years ago, there's a debate of how much of a samurai was he. Which, yes, he was a warrior. He was almost a foot taller than an average Japanese man at the time. In armor, and because he came from like Mozambique. Now, he was a weapon carrier, just as Onjin different. He was a retainer for him. Now, the question of how much he fought on the battlefield, because he was a collector of Western things. He was fascinated. But this is a man where upward mobility made more sense during the Shingaku period. You were valued more as a warrior. It was easier to move through the ranks versus the Tokugawa shogunate period and the Edo period, which led to reforms of the samurai class.
Yeah, it's most of like the Japanese culture actually hated the samurai during like the Edo period because they kept everyone down. There was like they hated the fact that there was no such thing as being able to like advance yourself in any way, shape, or form. It sucked, and it was kind of shitty, but it was also a really brutal time in their existence.
That's why when I go over Shogun, like I know about that actual period, but there was a lot of period in the late Shingaku period that basically it's become myth in Japan. They don't even know the real history because the Tokugawa shogunate obliterated part of that history. Changed it.
Yeah, well, it was beneficial to them.
Basically, the concept, right, was no one ever said Yasuke didn't exist. The question is, what was his importance? Because I've seen even in Shogun, they go, why is there not a black samurai? But there was barely white people in Japan at this time.
Yeah, exactly.
The Japanese killed a lot of white people, which were the Portuguese that came over that tried to convert people to Christianity.
Later on.
Well, but that is true. Yes, because there were a lot of people. The Dutch had one port at the very southern end in I can't remember what's the southern island name again of Japan. But yeah, there were lots of other British, there were Portuguese, there were Spanish, there were lots of like weirdo traders and stuff like that were all trying to like find ways to trade with Japan, and they would get murdered. They would just get murked as soon as they landed. They would get fucking killed, and their boats would get lit on fire.
Well, not only that, but there's a history about how the Japanese nobles were like they were traded with like clocks, like and their time.
Okay, yes. Let me say this.
With the Jesuits, yeah.
Let me see. This is first, right? So in 1577, Richard Wiley writes about the people in the travels in London, right? So you're talking, wasn't until the late, a Spanish galleon, basically, so 1587, 1593, Richard Dawkins, and of course you have William Adams, who Shogun is based on, is in 1600. A lot of these people weren't over there. They realized, well, you needed to trade because they called that. But that's not the period. Here's the thing. With Assassin's Creed, we do not know which time period it's based in. We know the period, but we don't know the years, and we think they're going to get that wrong. The thing is why I said the coverage on this is wrong, because I want to play a video. It's pure cringe. It's a man like Blurred saying, you just hate it because there's white and black. No. And this man, I checked this man's stuff. He's going for the outrage bait. Well, not for the cultural nuance of it, because, as I said, there was better upward mobility in the Shingaku period in the first part of the Tokugawa shogunate in the Edo period than there was. If you were a respected tactician, warrior, merchant, he was classified as a weapons carrier.
Yeah. I do want to say something that's like it pertains to the topic, but there's this one this one YouTuber so they were like talking about how like, oh, the Japanese are like mad at the whole game because there's a black person and Japan's racist. But then at the same time, they turn around and they'll say like, well, Star Wars stole so much of Japanese culture. And you're like, so what side are you on? Like, what? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Some of these people that you see like on the internet that just like talk just like diarrhea almost.
Well, the problem is Japanese Twitter they are not up in arms. They just go. They are not happy. I guess they're unhappy about it differently. Like, when you look at their Twitter, they are like, why would you go with him?
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought you were going to go towards saying that they were annoyed with it. They just seem more apathetic and going, this is dumb. Don't do
Well,
this.
not only that, but there was like people in the trailer comments who were Japanese who were saying like there's so many other historical figures in Japan, like how there's like a poor person or whatever, like their parent or whatever got killed, and so then started to be an actual assassin back then, and like there's the whole like people were like there's so much you could have done, but you had to do this one person in history who was not very significant, right? Like I mean, they were significant in like they were like one of the first. They're the first Black people or person there, but it's not significant because they weren't actually a samurai, and they were only there for like a few years, like 3 years before they were sold. You know, like I don't know.
So
Yeah, like they could have used Hideyoshi. There was dozens of like people that came up from being like slave class to being samurai to being like major players in
they could
like
use Hideyoshi.
Toyomi Hideyoshi. Oh my god! Like
there was a triad of basically assassins who are known as Kenuchi.
Oh yes.
They are known as that, and it's not, as I said earlier, they weren't opposed. Both men and women were trained in the art of warfare.
Yeah, because they had to deal with that because people kept like, especially Korea, they had to deal and other states. Yeah.
So warring state, it comes up in the warring state. This is the warring states period. And the idea of basically, I'm going to look up her last name. She's supposedly Nagato's daughter.
Oh, yes. Oh,
now
I have a picture of her in my what's it called?
Well, one thing I was looking at is why don't they look like the characters actually look Japanese?
She kind of, you could say, is.
Have you ever watched anime?
Yes.
Can you name a major anime character that looks Japanese?
I would say some of the people in Asobase, but that's more of a like I don't know. But yeah,
you understand why you understand why I'm bringing that up, right? Because it's like a it's what do you do when you want to like accentuate like the greatness of characters in your art, so you don't accentuate like the stuff that makes everyone seem like the same as everyone else. You want to like force like the big arms, the lighter skin, the oranger skin, and like the blue eyes or orange hair or stuff like that. Stuff that makes them seem exceptional in comparison to everyone else.
I guess you could say that's more because of like they're supposed to be like the main character and they want them to pop against.
Let me say this. This is actually
Tomo Kamakure.
In feudal Japan, assassins were used to in there. This is an older article too from 19. So this is who her father is. Now, you could go through Hanzo. You could go through this. These people were part of a class themselves. They were used to assassinate. Now,
But they
There's-
weren't black.
well,
Because
they have
you're
one-
you're racist even for bringing
So
it up.
here's the thing,
How
right?
dare you?
Here's the thing. Her gameplay is supposed to be more stealthy, like the actual assassins. Well, he's using like I do like how they have his combat set up. He's using the club, like the big, like For Honor, like the big Japanese, like wooden club. Like that's like he's the bruiser, but they used ninjas back then. This
Did
is
you
a
say-
made up history. Like they were used as assassins. Even in Shogun, right? There were lower class assassins who were trained as ninjas that they would infiltrate a house as a handmaiden or something to assassinate somebody.
Smart.
Which you would have both male and female warriors.
Did
Yeah.
you send Vin a link to this StreamYard?
I hope so.
Sure.
Because I think he wants he says, let's see.
I will.
He wants to tell us how gay he is.
Fine, Vin. I just call you I call you Vin out of sheer just. It doesn't mean I hate you, Vincent, but it's fun.
Why would you say that? You just say it. Just say it. Don't
you
I think
apologize.
it's funny. I think it was BMO.
I think no.
BMO called him
BMO,
Vin.
BMO and Kide calling him Vin makes it so cute that I love it to death, and I'll call him that forever. Even though I like Vincent, I think he's one of my favorite like weirdos that has terrible takes. Other than Doomer Media, Vincent's arguably my favorite person with terrible takes.
So you're telling
What's
me
his terrible takes? Give an example.
Oh, he loves to be what's that called when you're intentionally against everyone around you just for the fact of being
You mean a troll?
No, not trolling. No, he likes to be on the opposite side of whatever's popular.
Here's Vincent. I understand why people have an issue. The thing is, when you get to the last samurai like era, the samurai class was already falling because of later. You had the Tokugawa shogunate in the Edo period had a firm following the battle of Sekigahara. That actually, because Shogun, right? Even the show, both the show and the miniseries, both are very well regarded, right? Because there's a little bit difference, but they stick to the actual book. Now, he modded history back then. He changed the names. Like, literally, Ieyasu. Sorry, I butchered that. That's actually
Ieyasu.
Ieyasu. That is actually Tokugawa, which it leads to the Battle of Sekigahara, which was compared to Gettysburg in the term of decisive as well as fought.
Actually, very, very true. That's yes, that is very true. That's a very good way to say that.
Because that battle was a master stroke to be studied in all of history.
Yes, it is. It changed the entirety of Japanese culture. That's interesting that you brought that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I bow on that one that you actually brought that up. It brought back so many of those old videos.
Because there is a lot.
Good man.
I have tried scrubbing YouTube for years on the Battle of Sekigahara. It is, and no one's firmly done it. Not even the History Channel documentaries.
Kings and Generals. Kings and Generals actually has a couple really good videos on that. Really good ones.
There is a lot of the History Channels which are borderline lefty channels too, by the way.
Like Alternate History X.
No, I want to say it's what is it? It's they Armchair Generals, one of them. The guy who I think Kings and Generals has been accused of being a liberal leaning historian. There's a couple who that space got infiltrated, but they hide their politics really well. But it shows in their language some. But it's like when you're talking the Battle of the Warring States, like he could, and I recommend there's really good films on it, like that film, and they're done out of the Japanese and Korean, and they are really good because it just wasn't, it was based on the period. He could have still won that battle legitly.
Oh, jeez, there was like 4 families. There was like 4 houses that could have won that. It was just the luckiness, and when people fucked up, everyone took advantage, and then they overstretched themselves, and then it was that was one of the weirdest times. Like I said, Kings and Generals actually made a really good video, Battle of the Shingikara 1600, the Sengoku Jidai documentary. Great video. Oh my goodness. And of course, I'm looking at it right now, and of course I have a thumbs up on it already.
So the idea, right, is leading into Shogun, it's not like people don't know this history. Like the show delves into it. Now, it's not that I do have an issue with the way the show is done. I don't like how they do Toragawa. They make him like he's either a strong leader or that, because there's a key line where he eventually says he understands and reads the wind. He doesn't read it, he just follows it. Which it's kind of like weird. But it also parts of the series show him as a masterstroke tactician. Does that make sense?
I need to watch it.
You need to finish it. I won't cover it. It's been like it's not that I think it's good for views. It's good for it. So Vincent,
never. I avoid it. Okay, Assassin's Creed. All this talk about. You guys are forgetting it's Assassin's Creed. Unless I'm wrong, doesn't Assassin's Creed have the Order of Assassins? Okay, how's that been handled recently? Where you can just pull out of your ass assassins from nowhere.
Did you not see what I said earlier?
Is it still not the Knights Templar?
Did you not see what I said? By the way, did you not see
for a pee? So I'll be back in a second.
Did you not see what I said on my earlier one because I was waiting on Lucifer?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Okay, I'll reiterate it, and I recommend people watch it. It's like we're reading rant on Velma season 2.
I don't.
I said it's Assassin's Creed. We do not know if they're going to go into the origin with the bloodline of the assassins, or they're going to go like they did with Valhalla and go back with the ancient storyline. We don't know. If they're going to follow it like they want to follow with, supposedly they're trying to build towards Assassin's Creed Red, which is an animus version of it, which is going to follow the assassins.
So they have to do Assassin's Creed Black now, I guess, if they want to get to red. Eventually, they'll get to white, guys. Okay,
do you know
trust
what?
me,
Okay,
trust me, they'll get to
do
white.
you know what? Okay, do you know what Assassin's Creed Red is? What they want to do with it?
No.
So
clue. I've fallen off of Assassin's Creed.
Here's the thing: most people have, they released Jade, right? Jade is a mobile version set in China. They tried to do the Chronicles franchise. So the Chronicles franchise was going to visit Japan, but apparently that got canceled because they were either working on Shadows or they were going to incorporate it in Red. They want to create an Animus version where you can have a portal with side stories and side worlds. I know it sounds
okay.
weird.
This is all great, good theory, but let's get back to the present now. Okay?
But this is the rumor that they've been building towards. They built towards it.
Rumor.
Now this is
you gotta love it.
But Red is still in subtle development. We know it's about a year or two off, but we know what it's trying to be. But Shadow is apparently the reason why they canned the Japanese section of Chronicles was to work on Shadow.
Well, at least it's not Crossbones and Skull, that horrible thing of Black
Vincent-
Flag, but that's besides the point.
I
but-
could have told you Skull and Bones was going to be cursed. You know why? Because it came out of Ubisoft Shanghai. That series was done, and that game was done out of Ubisoft Shanghai. And if you do gaming, go look into what Ubisoft Shanghai was. It was a subpar studio, or they were used. That was given. Skull and Bones was done as a lease and a tax break for them to get into China and work on it. Then the game went into
That is what I hear.
hell.
That is what I hear.
It went into development hell.
Probably from you.
It went into development hell. I think Belluar started
Same thing
covering
for Forsaken, okay?
and-
Forsaken did the same thing.
They basically decided to eventually work on it, but they would pull staff off Shanghai because that was also the studio working on Beyond Good and Evil 2 that no one has seen heads or tails of. So when you want to talk about a section, I want to look up which studio is doing this. You can kind of tell which studio and how it's going to go. If it's done out of Sweden, which is probably the main, or it's done out of either... No, there's different branches. And by the way, it's not like... the difference between the Shingaku period and the Last Samurai era, right? Vin.
I get all that shit mixed up, but yeah, I have a rough idea about all
That
of
was
that.
the
But
late
why
Edo
is everyone
period.
going with this? This is obviously a marketing ploy to take advantage of the recent Yasuke craze, okay? And
No,
I don't know
think
if it's
it's
going to
been-
pay
I
off.
think
It
it's
doesn't
been
seem. It
before.
doesn't seem like. It doesn't seem like they have the writers to back it up. If you're correct about it being an activist, okay, she's not the right writer, but is she a token writer
she's
or is she the
supposedly-
legitimate writer?
Okay, let me say this. You remember when I looked into Kim Ballar's thing, the Assassin's Creed thing? They like
Yes,
going
it's
with-
very
they-
informative, and it probably applies to this particular.
when they
section
said
here,
on brother,
the
when they said
philosophy.
you remember when I said the sisterhood thing when I went into it, how the team was developing that? They wanted to be subtly historically based, but they also wanted to be reflective of other items.
Can you bring up a photo of Cabrutus?
What?
Yes, you just want to see the image. We know Romeo.
What? I don't know.
Okay,
I
Lucifer
don't know.
should bring up a picture of himself. Supposedly he's a Adonis of a man. Okay, and I believe it.
Wow.
But still, what I want to consider about with Assassin's Creed, this new one, Shadows, is how they're going to introduce the sort of however they want to twist sort of Knights Templar and the what is it? Always forget the Order of Assassins.
The Order of
to sort
Assassins,
expose them.
it's still in that period. I mean, you could try to, because the problem with is I was going to try to get somebody, right? I was joking.
Okay,
with by the way, I was
I've-
joking with
I-
someone in 76, like trying to have him come on stream earlier. I'm like, you want to come in? He goes, well, I played a Valhalla because I joked with him. I go, did you know Vikings are black now? You should have been heard him say that. I was like, he tried to take one of my workshops, so I gave him shit.
You're more of a troll than me, and the
Oh, I
term
gave
Lucifer
him
was
crap.
looking for is contrarian, and I very
Oh,
rarely go into
contrarian. Yes,
contrarian.
that was the word. Sorry. Thank you very much for
Probably-
for-
I won't go full contrarian. Okay, I'll never go full
You don't-
contrarian.
okay.
Like Lofty. Okay,
Okay.
I pushed that. I pushed that line with what was that? The
Okay.
fuck Star Wars one that I argued against Mahler with. I pushed that line there because I saw good qualities in it.
Hey,
It was a little
Vincent,
contrarian.
do you know
never go
what I
full
meant by-
contrarian,
do you
though.
know what I meant by Vikings are black now? Not from the
No
show.
clue.
It came from a Norwegian.
Why they have
air-
a high crime rate? Of course they do.
Apparently,
Oh,
it came
God.
from a Norwegian airline that said it had
Oh,
like
me
an
the-
African man that said, "We are Vikings."
Oh, I've seen
Okay,
that.
but I can
Yes.
that it's from the story of Yasuke. At least he came from a priest, a Jesuit priest. They can,
Yeah.
if the writers are smart, and I'm not assuming that they are going to be smart with the particular line, they can pull that. Like Yasuke is sort of the infiltrator within the Japanese because of the culture of them. Separate Nobunaga, a lot of them were very xenophobic
He would
and
have
generally
okay.
trying to keep.
And that's
Well,
the
if
thing.
you're
They
talking-
go through
Nobunaga
different
was like
phases.
No,
Nobunaga was
that was
A
actually
Western file. He was a
Yeah,
Western
yeah, he
file.
was
He
a
loved
Western
his
file.
black
the
powder
issue,
guns.
That
Yep.
no, that was actually the issue
I'm-
with no, what is it? Ishido. Ishido, who went against Toragawa, he was a more embracer of the Western people as well. Because it wasn't like, because granted, the history of like them cracking down, that's why Shogun not
Come on. I respect you for your knowledge, bud. You like to get off on tangents that
Look, if you're
not
saying,
really relevant to the topic.
if you are saying, right, with this development, right, without the plot synopsis, it's different than the people saying we just hate it because of the reason. Because there's two narratives going on. Because the video I found, I should have asked you to cut this up because you would probably blow your brains out. This man, okay, go on Twitter and look up Run JD Run.
No, do not. Don't. You won't like it.
Okay. I couldn't even get through this man's video. I should have edited it out because he went. There's
Shit.
two kinds of people.
Ooh.
These people are going for the outrage bait, trying to own it, the chuds, like Blurred Without Fears, I was telling them earlier, was like, well, this got my vote. Okay, because I like the game, because it has a black person in it, and I gotta support it. Like I gotta support that side scroller game. And it's like people hated the little side scroller game by the African person. I never heard that. First off, that game itself that was done by the African development team with like it, I just called it like Wakandan side scroller roguelike. Fine. That's not my style of a game, but it's like it's done in the style of Ori and the Will of the Wisp or whatever. Do you like that game? You'll like this game. Fine.
I hate when people say I hate when people do that. Where if you like this game, you'll like this game. It's like almost not stolen valor.
I don't
It's
know.
like,
I mean, has the Metroidvania franchise literally been the same for how many years?
oh, I hate when people say that. It's like the Souls it's like it's the Dark Souls of blah blah blah. It's the Vincent is the Dark Souls of contrarians.
Okay, what is it called? It's Kinsei, right? The game is, what is it? Kinsei, right? Something like that. And it's like no one crapped on that game. I just crapped on the game because it's just I don't play those.
Oh,
You
Kenshi? Kenshi? Are you
Yeah,
talking about Kenshi?
What is it? Kinj. What is that? The game. It's the one. I'll know if I see the image. Yeah, Kinshi, yes. No, it's not Kinshi. Nope. It's another one. Nope, I'll find it. But it was a game done by an African development team, and he wanted to offer. It was from, and it's a ethnically diverse development game, but it's a Metroidvania. I don't play Metroidvania, so have fun. Now, I'll find it though. Now I can't wait to see people's reaction to Black Myth Wukong.
Oh my god! I just searched ethnically diverse video games. Oh my god! I hate
So
myself for
Vincent,
even looking that
hey
up.
Vincent, no, it's a Tales of Zinzera Zoo.
No, Vincent's gone for a bit. He just had to go to the bathroom.
So it's Tales of Zinzera Zoo.
Tales of Zinzera Zoo. Tales. Zinzeria.
Zinzera Zoo, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Oh wow.
But it's a
Beautiful.
Metroid, but it's beautiful art. But it's
Yeah, I was
very
about
much
to
a roguelike, but it's a roguelike Metroidvania.
It looks like an anime. I'm looking at some gameplay right now. It
It's
totally
done
looks
in
like an anime.
Unreal. It's done in Unreal, and it's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
But it is a side scroller. And this got positive reviews. It's not review bombed. See, it's not review bombed. People don't get it. It's what this game. Do you like side scrollers? Sure. But they call it a Metroidvania. But so
Yeah, the art style is gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Very good. He wanted to do a game to honor African tradition. Fine. Very much. It just struck me as Ori and the Will o' the Wisp style. Right? That's what it is. So, and the whole thing, right, with like it's not as good, right? People call it, but it's good reviewed. It's not review bombed. You know? It's what it is. It was developed by like a team. They wanted to make an African tale. They went with it. Now, do I believe the outrage bait where they say we need to find the one white man and make a white man?
Oh, I like that, Romeo. I like that.
Hey, Romeo, at least your artwork looks better than Tony's.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, that's a reference, by the way, of people. See.
No.
Oh, no. No, Lucifer, did you know of the lovely artwork that Tony... do you know what a coloring book art looks like?
Like cell-shaded art?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of art?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, well, I guess I do. Like doing almost paint by number. Oh, that's beautiful. Good eye. Romeo, those are beautiful
That
eyes.
is quite good. And how did you let
those
Timon get
eyes are
so off
beautiful.
topic? Okay.
I was waiting on you.
And so off topic.
Those eyes are perfect.
I was waiting on
actually the lips are so nice. The way that you got the shadowing on the lips, very nice, very nice.
I heard a song recently, the lips, I don't know, but okay, yeah. But yeah, as for pretty much this new game, I don't think it's going to be great. I have the doubts with the writing staff and the Ubisoft in general.
I've already shown.
Yasuke is a good character to sort of navigate the storyline with the sort of European-centric stuff over to Japan, at the very least. If they had competent writers who designed the story correctly, it could turn out well. I don't have high hopes, but it could turn out well.
By the way,
I want
your reaction. Here you go. This is Tony's artwork, Lucifer, for his upcoming comic. That's not colored yet. I showed this to Romeo.
No,
what do you see
good.
wrong? You call it
like
good,
it.
or does it look like coloring book material?
No, that yes,
Okay.
because there's no shading. There's no pencil
characters,
shading.
Though. Does it not look like Battletoads mixed
yes, it
with
does.
like? It looks funky, by the way.
What about the big boobies? What about big boobies? I'm sorry. What'd you say about big
So
boobies?
are you gonna say Tony's?
He's
comic
just
was-
distracted by the boobies. Nothing else matters. Those aren't good boobies.
But
I
look
Boobies
at
think
the
they're a little
eyes,
bit
the
off.
hands.
It's
very
just
well
it's just
drawn
really,
boobies.
It's very close. It's like it's a little bit uncanny, if anything,
Yeah.
in general. Just like
Yeah,
it
it
looks
is.
good, but it looks a little bit off.
Almost a little too basic. Like I said, there's no shading whatsoever, so it does look like I know what you're saying, Tamit, where it's like coloring book art. I understand that.
It looks like coloring book art. By the
Yeah.
way, let me show you. This is supposedly finished or promotional artwork for his finished comic as well.
Oh wow, that burnt into my screen a lot. That was weird.
Oh, well, you be careful though. Do you call this artwork great? Supposedly someone did this.
No, that's fine.
Look, he
There,
goes.
since I'm here. I actually want to watch the Metatron thing before I start my stream later.
What Metatron?
Okay. Here's a video, okay? I'm curious. It
Did
popped
he
up.
he
He seems
actually
like
do the
most cool
video
guy.
on did he
It's
do
just
the-
a trailer, okay? I will say the people using the comments in the Japanese Ubisoft thing seems a little bullshit. You can see a few people actually being honest. I used a translator. I'm Swedish. I think I found one.
Well,
I'm
to
Swedish,
be
but I used the
fair,
translator. I mean, it's a good op. I gotta admit, them making that sort of claim when I think they just brigaded the comment section and look, Japanese. How many of these people are actually Japanese, and how can you prove it? Of course, it's Japanese people. It's in Japanese. There's several comments saying I used a translator.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
that's just probably a few.
Well,
Romeo.
to be
Comments-
fair,
Shave your arms.
I thought you liked bears, Lucifer. Okay.
No, I
See,
hate
you
no.
hate feminine-looking guys.
I shave all of my hair off, dude. I hate hair.
Uh,
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Also, I'm
if
bald,
I
so
were-
of course.
so
Of
I've
course.
And
This
of
is
course,
why you like.
and don't even bring it up, Vincent, because you have awesome hair.
This is
so
why
don't
you're
even
S
talk about
class,
this
right?
crap. No, I'm not.
You're
I'm
definitely
eight-
S class. Okay.
No,
What-
I'm 8. I'm
you
an
got the
18 general.
beautiful black, beautiful man of shadow.
Yes, I no,
Oh,
thank you.
man.
No. Sitch
You
and
probably
I
got
do-
frizzy
Sitch
hair in
and I
reality.
do not
I
get
will be
along.
shocked by his face reveal.
Hey, I would.
I will be
say-
too. I will be too.
I would
I
say-
have 3 minutes left. So what I'm gonna do is before I go for my long run with the dog, I want to say thank you very much for having me on your show. I appreciate talking with you, and I like BSing with you, and I'm glad that we got to finally do it, even with my bad health, and I'm finally getting better. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, get better.
We need to do this sooner because we need to hit the. We actually just need to do a full thing on the full state of GW because
Yes, we do. Yes,
That
yes, we do.
is the speculation that's going to come out in the next year.
You
As I said-
40K guys.
Yes.
I'm sorry, you don't have a hobby. I understand, Vincent.
No, his hobby.
No,
his hobby
no,
is
no.
his
I got
hobby is
into
being a
and I
hater.
got enough fucking things. Video games, anime. Okay, I'll let you guys handle some of the more Western crap.
But
I just
no,
opted out. Okay,
Lucifer,
a
hit
lot
me
of the
up, though,
Western
because-
crap.
Okay.
I do want to pick your. I'm gonna have to pick your thoughts on like the Siege of Terra because the change
Oh,
to the
please,
female
please.
custodies.
Can we actually do a whole stream on that, please?
Yes.
That I would love that to death. I would really love to go over
Because
that because
The
I've gone.
Femstodes thing was not just the beginning because the Siege of Terra, the ending is setting up more of the other stuff.
Yeah, I know. Oh, okay, yes, we'll do that.
And you should actually
Thank you very
promote
much.
that well, Tiaman. You need to learn to promote a little bit
I
more.
did.
man.
I
Yes.
promoted
Get
that
some
for
art
3
from
goddamn
Romeo, okay?
days. Yeah,
Yes,
I shall.
good
Get
idea.
Lucifer
Also,
to do it.
yes, also
Get
tag
up
me and
Lucifer.
stuff.
I'll even promote for you. Not that will help you.
Yay. All right. No, it won't help you. Anyways, have a good day.
Thank
Have a good
you.
night, guys. Good
See
talking.
you. See you. Anyways,
Yes.
so you.
Goddamn.
So what?
Why
is-
they keep going with the contrarian? Go on.
So the take, right? Because it's not that I'm against Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creeds are just bleh to me. They're like,
I'm not for or against it. I care about the facts, okay? I care
I
about
don't mind
reality.
it. Like, I played Black Flag. I've played the free ones. I'm just like, because I get given. It's like a one and done thing with me. It's not a big
I
deal.
do need to go back to Black Flag. I heard that's good, but I sort of checked out around 3.
3 is good. Like,
But-
3 supposedly turns people off. Okay. But, like,
I just want to go on. Okay,
Now,
but yeah,
I'll-
Assassin's Creed, the whole argument is still online, is completely and utterly
it's a
cancer,
dumpster
okay?
fire. It's like,
Okay, I'm starting to call people divide. I'm calling them. You can see my stream title. I'm calling them Goonergate instead of Gamergate.
well,
Fits like a glove. Okay.
Are you saying like the idea of surprise? You haven't touched on a like. Well, I mean, these people like saying, "Well, you use Da Vinci as a creator, but you hate it." Like, apparently,
Sorry, this last thing that I saw is just fucking pissed me off. It didn't piss me off. It just seems insane. With I don't even like Kotaku or this Allison Mancora or whatever, but there's just some insanity going on. But let me not detract from that. What did you want to get on now? Still Black Flag, I guess.
No, I was gonna say you are like. I know they're trying to spin it as were fascinated by the tale.
Yeah, I don't believe anyone on either side. Okay, I think they're just trying to use the success because there was a book by the guy in Japanese who researched for 9 years and sort of came to the conclusion most likely he was in the process of becoming a samurai, but Nobunaga died or something like that. So I don't really think any of that fucking matters in the end. Because we don't know if he's an official samurai. He just has samurai gear and everyone's hyper fixating on that. I don't care. I think it's going to be crap. I'm hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. Okay.
So
that is
the
how
Twitter
I'm
is from
playing
like
it.
Japanese Twitter, right? They're not being wrong about it. They're like the sword's wrong. A game where that is a perfect example, which happens when these are Japanese. Now, the Japanese traditionally...
Are you sure even? Okay, that one looks Japanese. I'm just doubting.
This is from
I'm
Japanese
doubting some of
Twitter.
this shit.
Japanese Twitter, right? Now, this is weird, right? Here, like some people, like, I'm going to be honest, Google Translate from Japanese to English or whatever does not work. You can kind of you can get it, right? Like, people looked at it because they're arguing that the man is a retainer. When someone says he was a retainer, that meant he was a weapon carrier. Was he a bodyguard? Was he of the level like William Adams was under Tokugawa? Was he an advisor?
Why does it even matter if he was sent in by if they write it correctly, he was sent in to hopefully get into Japan by the League of Assassins. They could definitely write that well. He wouldn't even have to be in wars, okay, within Japan. He would be an assassin, in the shadows. It's still not great given his size, and there's been some delicious memes about it. Look at the sort of post that I came across, but it might be a cherry picked one. Bring that up, okay? That's Yasuke. He's been featured in a lot of fiction, so I thought he would be well known. Maybe he's actually quite unknown.
I don't know. Would you say he is? The thing is, it's based on.
I think he's just got hype around him for a couple different things.
It's based on Thomas Lockley's work. He is, but we are talking. Okay, the late Shingaku period is as romanticized as the period of the Three Kingdoms.
Yeah.
Which led to the foundation of pretty much modern China as far as the empire. That is very romanticized. The thing about it is, as I was saying to them earlier about the Tokugawa shogunate, because when I say, you understand when I say mobility was better in the Shingaku period than in the Edo period. Yes?
Yeah, because Edo period, it was class based.
Very
They
much.
started actually some deciding duking it out. It's the survival of the fittest, pretty much. This is
So
why Nobunaga brought guns into the fight, and that sort of changed the game completely for Japan, and actually eventually led to the Meiji Revolution. Revolution. Was it the revolution? I don't know.
I had to look it back up because here's the thing about when you specialize in history, right? You specialize in periods. I am good in classical history, in ancient history, which is ancient history. And I'm not as good on the Middle Ages, but I am good on war history.
Yeah, I suck with history. Okay,
but when you're talking about specializations, I started looking into Japanese history. That stuff it runs parallel to the medieval history with the rise of the samurai kind of thing, which the idea of, that's why I say there's this myth of romanticized version of the. Okay, do you know what the myth of the noble savage is?
Yeah, of course. That's the typical thing, savage man.
Basically, they're
like Tarzan. I think Tarzan's like the epitome of it in reality.
Like you say, like the
when
concept
you get down to the core of it,
there are people that believe it's the white people that ruined the Indians. No, the Indians, when the Europeans got to the Americas, had slaves unto themselves.
Yeah,
they
were
bought
savages.
slaves.
Okay,
they bought slaves. They enslaved other tribes.
Yeah, but this Trail of Tears was still fucked up. Okay,
well,
sorry.
we don't
That
go
was worse than slavery.
We don't go into Manifest Destiny. Manifest Destiny is both good and bad. I actually had a conversation with somebody. It's like game with them in '76.
And I think the Spaniards wrecked South America much worse than the Americans did up in North America.
Technically, between that in smallpox, the concept of you're talking what little written language there was in Mesoamerica.
Well, the only ones that survived, like the languages I know, is Nahuatl, and there's another one. But there's also like little sections of like tribes that still are in Mexico, because my younger sister is we have different dads, but they're both Mexican, but her father is from Oaxaca, and there's a tribe in Oaxaca that her family is part of. So I know a lot about like tribes there, because
you're talking right
fair.
Because it's
strut yourself, man.
So it's easy, right? Like, but people also aren't focusing on, like, my issue with this version of Assassin's Creed, right, is they want $70 for the base game. That's actually
and you see the other payment programs.
Oh,
like
that
whole tier system. Yeah,
that ultimate.
A lot of the smart people are focusing on the price.
The ultimate.
Sort of,
I saw that. I'm horrible. Who was it actually before Ubisoft did it? Was talking about $70 games. It's somebody else. Sony was talking. Sony was talking about it. Like, again, like
I will wait for the reviews to be out for like a month before I get it. I'm not buying the game day one. I'm not giving them any money or commit anything. Okay, I've learned my lesson. In fact, I got gifted something because I was hyped up for Fallout 76. And after I started hearing things about it, I'm like, I don't know if I want to get it, but I got it for like my birthday or Christmas. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. But yeah,
the concept too is a lot of these people are weird. It's like the whole crab in the bucket mentality. I'm looking at one. I'm looking at like, and I see that more amongst their side than I see on ours, because it's funny. Like literally, these people were like, Blurred and his people were like, "Oh yeah, chuds are all whatever," right? Like they're like,
Both sides
yeah,
are insane. Sorry.
they're like, "Oh, the far people." Like these people are like, well, yeah, conservatives are bad, but then they're also talking about these people are like, as well, like, well, yeah, but Robo, who used to stream with like Dane, was like, well, yeah, left people are bad too, but a different thing. It's like, well, our side's bad too, but conservatives are done worse.
Yep, I hate games of whataboutism, and that's what I see the Goonergate people are doing.
Oh, and what's funny is
Okay.
you would have enjoyed this. And during this thing, they were like, yeah, people only bought Stellar Blade and they're playing only with one hand. Insert.
Okay, it's a good joke. It's a good joke. Okay.
And they were like,
I'm gonna use
actually
it just because
believing
it works.
It's like, come on, dude. Nah, like, like,
Yeah,
like,
it's all
God.
stupidity. I mean, I'm not hearing great things about the game. It looks like a good game, but like a dumbed down Dark Souls. Okay.
I really want to play it, but I just don't have a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I'm not picking up a PlayStation. I actually want
Right
to play
now we're
fucking
missing,
Rebirth. Okay. I'm just gonna wait for PC ports. Fuck it. Okay,
By the
I'm
way,
not giving
we're
PlayStation or money.
but
their
the whole
system.
thing, right, is everyone's just overblowing. Like I think
Everything.
a lot of no, I think it's the ideas. I think when Gray finally goes over, like, when they're going over the stuff, like he decided to take like I guess a break, I guess, but like,
No, he has just stuff in his life. Don't give him a hard time.
oh,
man.
I'm
Shit.
not. Like when you cover Shogun, like I know like about it. Like you can go to the side of people because I didn't want to cherry pick this is bad. Like pure cringe. Like I tried not to be like these people. Like I didn't want to pick bad takes, but these people are crazy. Like I should have sent this to you.
My video games.
Okay, I warned you. Pure cringe. I'm going to turn this down because this is mess. This is Run JD Run. What Run JD Run?
Mm-hmm.
Just try not to die.
Okay.
Cringe.
Keep my superheroes wild.
By the way, he's a Twitch reactionary. That's why I said.
Is he using a fucking auto tune? It almost okay. Let it play.
No,
a
he's
little bit
not.
more.
He's
Almost
doing
sounds
this
like auto
himself.
tune. Wow.
By the way, he can only get 2,000 views on his channel. Of having
Don't view shame.
Views.
Don't view shame. It's the ideas, not the views.
Ladies, gentlemen.
Okay, first, let me also tell you this as well, Vincent. He admitted in his replies he was actually trying to bait out dumb responses. And this man basically said there is no bad criticism because he's all going to put this into a clip to make himself look good.
Of course.
He told his game away in his Twitter, but he's also coming at this from a normie. And everyone in the YouTube comment section is like, yeah, DEI and woke is just another way to say racist and the N-word. That's actually what Blurred said. And Blurred runs with that narrative.
Of course.
By the way, before I forget,
for themselves.
What did you think of that DEI manager confirming it's a money laundering scheme to get paid?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that some people do it a lot. I think there's some probably idealistic people who actually believe in that, and they get used to sort of push the sort of scam that, people manipulate. Okay. My stance has been firm. Okay. I believe there's people who believe in it, and there are certain arguments for even the playing field because of historical issues, but they take it to a new level. They don't even consider the nuance, not even consider what works. So it's pretty much a scam because we were getting it done. We were getting it with the colorblind attitude, but the colorblind attitude was working too well. So they had to bring in the progressive stack to fuck us all up. That's still my stance on it.
Oh, no. Someone on Twitter got in my timeline. Brianna Wu talked to the Young Turks. No.
Brianna Wu was talking to Nicholas Diorio about Keffels, right?
This image.
Yeah, I don't trust her, okay? I do not trust her. I don't advise anyone to trust her at all, okay? Christ's sakes. I think she's getting really good at manipulating people. I don't even know if she's intentionally doing it, okay?
I don't want to pick on her.
She's just making some serious
I don't want to
moves.
pick on her.
Go ahead. Be critical, hypercritical for her. Fucking
what
hell.
is this?
I am very critical.
What?
Oh, whoa.
What is a woman?
No. No. Someone had to go through and pick the worst shot. Looks like Mitch McConnell. No. Sorry. God, 6. So, back to what I was saying. So, no, this guy is clearly it. Take this man with a grain of salt. But he also is like that side, like Robo and all of them. But at the same time, right? This one.
Boys, girls, guess what?
I warn you. If people who watch this in the future, I'm not making fun of this man. This is how you make outrage bait videos. As you know, Vincent. Right?
I don't know. I don't make outrage bait
Creed
ever.
is back. Shadows. The official world premiere trailer. And with this trailer comes controversy, which we will get.
Oh, God.
I got to
This is
admit,
just
though,
so,
I got to
fucking
get
cringe.
I got to give this man credit, though. He knows how to make decent bait, but it's also still cringe. But then again, I come from an older version of YouTube. Like, if you're coming from this is what happens when you get Twitchers who do YouTube. Even his Twitch views are ass.
Into after I react to it. So let's look at the trailer and enjoy it, and then we'll talk about what's going on. All right. Here it comes, baby.
Well,
I'm on the wrong side of the goddamn screen. My bad.
I'm sorry. Dutch angles are the way to go. Haven't you learned that, Vincent?
Bojangles? I haven't heard of Bojangles.
Look, you're supposed
And he's on the
to
wrong
go,
side of the screen?
You're supposed
Doesn't
to
he
use,
know that you read backwards in Japanese? Okay.
You're supposed to use I don't know. We'll find out. But this is okay. I gotta say this. The best part of Ubisoft games, jokingly, are the trailers. But I know this from playing Division and others.
There's the music.
All I
That
have
theme
ever
song.
known in my life.
But this is supposed to be the next generation engine. So
Our customs. My family. Burns.
her father's
in the
supposed
name of unification.
Why she doesn't
He is
look
a
that
horrible commentator, okay? He should be like, ooh, I'm burning for her. Or something. Fuck. Reactors suck. At least have a facial expression, dude, okay? You're on camera. Okay. A little
She
bit
doesn't
better.
look Japanese to me. She looks Indonesian.
Why are you being such
You are still a frog in a well.
a bigot,
Who knows nothing of
Romeo,
the
okay? I don't know. I got nothing. You're not a bigot, okay? That's a joke for everyone at home. Okay.
Greed.
It's a black man.
That's a predictable response to bait out, because clearly the man, as I said to someone as I'm working with recently, besides I just game with him.
I mean, nothing's gonna be worse rage bait
Bro,
than
I asked
Velma for
because
season
I
one.
gotta ask you. I almost need to ask you if I get through this period quick enough. I want your response to the gamer girl who tried to claim victimhood, but had the nuke her back in.
I haven't looked into it. Supposedly LG did such a good video on that. He got promoted by Sid Alpha. I saw recommended.
Yeah, I could download that, and it's the actual back video, because as soon as I heard about that story, I knew she was lying. Like, she's trying to play it up, but that's a separate thing after this. But see, that idea, he like goes, oh, a black man. This is the same guy who would go sell himself out to be with a white woman. Just saying.
But this guy?
Yeah. But
okay, fair enough.
That I'm being nice because I've heard this from multiple.
As long as she's a hot ass white woman, okay.
Just saying.
That's black man's kryptonite, okay? Don't you know that?
Blondes, I know we're saying.
Did you hear that?
Not even hot blondes, but good.
Did you hear that black athletes are like going for white women?
Look,
that's
a tangent.
See, Romeo's putting out a little bit of a black kryptonite now. A little blonde.
Know, it's
maybe
okay.
You could have lightened the skin a little bit.
Meme. I have to. It's just this guy himself. You see this. These people are awful people. Like, as much as I respect Blurred Without Fear, I just hate when he talks politics. Stick to comics.
Vengeance.
I am the knight. Literally, look at my skin, guys.
Okay.
I'm the knight.
No.
Look at the skin.
Here's the thing.
Am I the same? Wait.
Okay. The average, you got to understand, the average Japanese at this time was like maybe 5.
Nah, it's darker than you.
Was like
a little.
5. He was, you got to imagine, a person that's a warrior would recognize this man as a god on the battlefield because he was a warrior. He was like 6'2" or something like that. He was like a monster.
From what I hear, he also fought in. He was like picked up from like India, someplace.
He was
like
picked up from Mozambique
region.
Mozambique.
No, not originally. I'm saying his combat experience, at least historically, is believed to be he fought in like the India area, Mongolian Indian area.
He was a bodyguard to a Jesuit or like a Portuguese. But him being a monster amongst
and Nobunaga had black fever. I had that jungle fever. Like he
actually
had.
They actually do him justice in this trailer. They don't realize he was almost a foot taller than the average Japanese.
He was almost as tall as Lucifer. Actually, I think he's shorter than Lucifer, and I believe Lucifer.
Lucifer's 6'7".
So
Yeah.
usually trailers, right?
Yeah, good looking trailer. I agree with people. I would like to see the gameplay. Okay.
And you? Will you continue down that river?
But they're not telling the story.
Or choose another path beyond what we see?
And we must look for it together.
See, there's classic Assassins.
I need these to be the graphics, bro.
If this was the graphics in the game, but it's never the graphics in the game.
No. I mean, they're getting pretty close, but they're also pushing the engines.
That's a black man. Sorry.
You should have winked. You should have winked. You should have been like, wink.
This is not how you do outrage bait, by the way. Like, if this actually translated to gameplay,
You can ask us in Division.
Well, I've heard interesting things about the game, like breakable armor and shit like that.
So she's supposed to be the stealthy gameplay, while he's supposed to be the bruiser. By the way, that club, those are brutal weapons, by the way. The war clubs? Yeah.
Why
just
does
know
the
that
singer
thing
not
hurts.
sound Japanese?
It's done by a European studio.
So,
The shadows.
so it's a cover.
That served the light.
So she has a hidden blade.
Hell yeah, baby.
I've seen imagery with him in the gear.
Damn, son. Now, can you
He's
spot the
lazy as all
controversy,
hell.
kids? Bora, me bora.
Okay, here's the base.
So, if you can't already tell, they chose a goddamn black samurai.
Not the issue.
And I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't see.
By the way, this is the bait. That's not why people were mad. The mad part is everyone knows who that was.
Are you considering this just bait because you think he's aware of what people really have an
He
issue
goes
with?
on to not
Okay,
say
and he's intentionally.
baiting. I went back to check if this was outrage bait because I know what a Twitch streamer does. He even admitted he was trying to get outrage bait in his comment section. And then I went and confirmed it when I go look at his Twitter. Like, this dude is
I'm
like...
following a guy who's clearly trying to pull on that. Okay,
That coming either.
Twitter account.
I didn't. See
He
that
was the
coming at
one
all.
you were
They're
calling about
choosing
the.
to tell a story about
What is it?
Yasuke, who is a genuine person in history who was, I don't know, first black samurai retainer used during the, I don't know, Sengoku era. I don't know. All this stuff I'm not 100% aware of, but people are got their panties in a bunch about it.
Okay.
Yep.
The idea of a retainer, right? He was classified as a weapon carrier. Oh, God. Now, this tells you how much these goddamn tourists know about Japanese history. There are Japanese people, like in the Shogun show. So, okay. People didn't know in Shogun why Shogun is an amazing show. Vincent, I recommend
Because they don't watch it because it's not marketed well.
It wasn't
just
probably
going away
marketed as well, but the idea is the way the Japanese sit wasn't established. Like, you know how they actually.
Oh yeah,
sit.
because they numb their legs so that they can't attack you. Whatever.
No, the concept, right, is how the warrior sitting versus the T stance sitting that became universal in Japan during the Edo period wasn't always the stance. The show Shogun talks about the late Shingaku period, and the miniseries does as well, hint at the changing in Japan's culture, the Japanese culture. Because it wasn't until the Tokugawa regime where they started cracking down on a lot. Christians, everything else. That's a lot of period. So a lot of these people are coming in. Like HBO did the show The Black Samurai, based on Yasuke. By the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
I mean, it's also a marketing push. Yasuke's been used in a lot. There's talk of a movie. They had the anime Netflix series. It's definitely trying to monopolize on the Yasuke trend.
He's been
right
discovered recently.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It
just saying it's DEI is why he's being pushed. Yeah, that's probably partially.
I don't think it
reason.
is.
It's gonna be. Well, I think it's a happy bonus. I think it is a happy bonus. Okay.
So
I do agree. They're trying to jump on this trend,
right?
and there's a little bit of they want a little bit of this outrage. I don't think they want this much outrage. But
so
a little
when
bit.
they did the thing,
the creative, there was like two people. I wish I could pull the interview. They were like, yeah, we heard the stories of Yasuke and Nagato, and they said the person's name and the daughter. He was a renowned assassin, so the idea is he could be like the newcomer and whatever else. Like Yasuke has a
really
weird
stupid enough to say that Yasuke was a assassin or something.
Like they say, well, his story was, even though historically we don't know much about it, in the little stuff we know, he seems like would have been a good character to include. Like as
I agree with that.
Might be, but
don't trust the writing.
I don't trust the writing.
I don't trust the writers.
I don't trust the writing in Ubisoft to do it. I'm just
trust
saying, there's
Ubisoft can't write for shit, to be honest.
No, and if we go off of Valhalla writing, if it's the same writer,
well, technically their writing might be fine. It's just story structure that I haven't seen much good stuff out of them lately. Okay, they seem to be
so
more
she
basic
clearly,
than
by the way, just so you know, she has the hidden blade. So that's going to imply the Japanese had an assassin's branch. The assassins, and the reason why,
not necessarily. Okay,
she has a hidden blade.
Could be from the Order of Assassins and trying to recruit that would be actually the way I would go. He's trying to recruit the Japanese people because some sort of branch or sect from the Knight Templar, if they're still working off of that model.
Why would she have a hidden blade, though? She clearly has that. That's the hidden blade is supposed to be the sign of the assassin order.
Yeah, she probably definitely. So you're thinking that she's already going to be part of it? And maybe.
Well, I think they're gonna say that Hanzo, if Hanzo's in the game, and others, that's the origins of the assassin line. Kind of like Mirage, kind of uses the. If you go off Mirage,
it's in the 1600s. When was the rest of the game set in?
Basically, no. Like we'll have to see because. Most of the assassin order doesn't fall apart till the New World. So
yeah,
like the American.
Yeah, in the first game, it sort of seems like it's falling apart, and they're trying to figure out how to go back and figure out stuff. If I remember the story
you go by
correctly.
the Middle Eastern one, which is in Mirage. The order's not destroyed, but it plays on what's his name, Bashara or whatever from Valhalla. Going to the Middle East.
Okay.
So we don't know in the time period when this game takes place. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. They might actually tell a story and pray they don't screw up the Japanese. And everyone's wanted their Japanese branch for years.
Well, I'm thinking that Japan's going to do that thing like that Egypt did with like the Cleopatra show. They're gonna just start suing Ubisoft.
Yeah, don't be careful. They
have their own. I think you're highly off. Okay.
No, the Japanese are used to Western appropriation by now. They just reject a show.
And they're starting to buy into this shit. They like black people. They are not Japan. Okay. I mean, they're not China.
They're still xenophobic. I'm sorry.
No, but they fetishize black people still.
No,
okay?
they fetishize white people.
No, they don't.
No, they fetishize black people. Trust me. Big black people, yes. At least the geeks.
Okay, then Vince.
You don't look at some of the characters.
Let me tell you this. It wasn't until name a black anime, an anime with a black character in the modern era till Bleach. They had a diverse cast.
Well, Bleach is based off of South American lore.
Basically, right? Bleach had black people in it. They had Mexican people in it, Chad. You're talking in most directors.
Okay, when was Bleach? Bleach
was first done. When was... Let me see.
I got Tinjo Tinji. Okay. It was a horrible, horrible anime. Probably a manga also.
I didn't like Bleach at all.
So Bleach was 2004, I guess, when it started.
Okay, Tengen. I mean, it's about the solitary black man. Okay.
Oh shit! I was like 1 year old when that came out.
I vaguely remember it. What? Tengen? Yeah, we're.
It was first licensed by Viz in 2004. Okay. It came from Shonen Jump in August of 2001 to August of 2016.
What, Bleach?
Yes, 2001.
Okay, I got you beat with the, at least manga wise.
Well, are you going to bring up the example?
97 to 2010.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up.
It wasn't as popular as Bleach.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up Cyborg 009.
Wasn't a big fan of Cyborg 009. That was the old style stuff. Couldn't really get into it. Did they have a black
Battle
character?
of the Planets style?
Sorry, I never got into it. It's nothing personal against it.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I mean, they fetishize a certain type of black person, and that's fetishization.
But they don't fetishize the Johnny Somalis.
I don't even know that term. Sorry, not
they don't. The Americans,
not big enough.
Johnny Somali.
Joking, people.
You know who that is, right?
I think they had a thing for Mexicans for a while, also.
Now, do you know who Johnny Somali is? Like, he's the guy that went from over there as a React streamer trying to make fun of people.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
the Kick streamer.
Japan.
Yeah,
being obnoxious. Okay. They hate all Americans, though, who are like.
They're starting to hate foreigners again.
Yeah, they're starting to hate them because of him and other streamers.
Good. Well, not good.
Oh, did you hear they're also banning like foreigners in the geisha prefecture area where they have geisha because they started touching them without permission and taking videos when they're not supposed to because of the culture with like geisha. People were also trying to rip off geishas kimonos. A lot of tourists.
Well, most people don't know who are respectful. They go to the culture, they learn the culture. Like that's a big part.
I'm planning on going to Japan because my mother's friend was a foreign exchange student from Japan, so she came over from Japan. And so my mom's been in contact with her for years, and so my mom's like, we're gonna visit her soon.
Yeah, by the way, I need to look at this. So before I forget, let's say just for a sec. So when I mentioned about the pricing of this damn game, this pricing is, by the way, he didn't want to mention Gundam. I guess he has a beef with it's a Gundam. This is the pricing. God.
Dear Lord, have mercy.
God. The base game with pre-order bonus is $69.99. Base game with the season pass, 3 days early access is $109. $110. You get the season pass. Ultimate edition. You guess I get the ultimate pack is, I guess, what? God damn. That's probably special items, but yeah.
Do you get a happy ending for that special items? I would need that.
What the hell? What is it? Okay. What is this? I want to say, what does the okay, what is it? The soundtrack special items? Okay, if it's like some skins. Hold on. The Sekiru character pack. So here's what you get with the ultimate pack. Assassin's Creed contains a Sekiru character pack, including gear and weapon sets
for both Neo and Yasuke. The Sekiro Beast and the Dragon Tooth Trinket. The Sekiro Hideout Pack, including 4 unique ornaments to customize your hideout for your Shinobi League, 5 skill points, and the Red Dragon filter in photo. Take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, with a grain of salt. Okay, it's gonna be garbage. Here,
And then the season pass included. Okay.
I can't do it. Okay, I'm putting in your video. I'm putting in your.
And it's just dumb.
I'm putting the.
It's just dumb. It's really not that deep, and it's just kind of annoying to have to see crap like that all the time. I will say honestly,
This guy was a badass. I also Tekken 3 had the guy who did. He uses the what's the cool Brazilian art? Cambodia. Oh fuck, Brazilian martial art.
So I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna say honest. If you want to play this game, play it at Ubisoft Plus. You can play it day one. Day 1 plus. If you pay $7, you basically pay. So basically, play the game for $17. Pay $18 for 1 month and cancel the membership, and then you can play the game day 1. 3 with the 3
they're
day
sort of
early.
fucking themselves over with that.
Fun.
Thought the same thing. Like, all right, they're gonna use a black dude to be the samurai, which is fine. Because you still are getting like a legitimate age.
By the way, the reason I mentioned about the upward mobility of society, these people don't understand because he was a warrior and strong and towered above men. He got recognition. If you were a warrior, also an oddity. He's like, well, they're just doing it because of a black guy. The preference I said because he was a warrior and had warrior traits and he towered above people.
Yeah, if he was like someone like Chris Rock or Chris Tucker, they'll be like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Bro, but the guy was like 6 something. The man's like a foot taller. Of course, fuck. That translates to power, especially if you're striking somebody.
Also, reach.
Jesus.
There is a good reason there's a difference between medieval armor and weapons comparison to Japanese armor and weapons. Okay.
Those, like that club, like the war clubs that the Japanese have, don't mock those. Those are as strong as freaking European weapons at the time.
Yeah, shit.
That's like
the folding technique of samurai swords is still respected to today.
Well,
okay,
samurai swords are very different versus, I mean, somehow the Europeans got better in swords. But the concept of those mallet clubs, they put most European weapons to shame. Like when you see him in the trailer do a wide swing and knock someone out, there's several different kinds of those war clubs. Jesus. People should actually look at the way samurai fight. Yeah, they were not very honorable people either. Despite what culture says.
Asian woman or Japanese woman, I don't know where you know.
Well,
don't
ruin Ghost of Tsushima for us.
But that's not enough, of course, because 1, she's not a man. 2, she's a woman.
No one's mad about that.
Yeah, no one's mad about that.
It's so.
They're more mad about the fucking bastardization of all the people you could have gone with. Why didn't you use another famous legendary person at the time? What about Takada?
They're probably gonna have him in the game, right?
I really disagree. There's just so many good like Ghost of Tsushima. Hopefully we're going to get 2 out there. And there's just so much. They need a certain gimmick. Ubisoft needs the sort of a little push, the gimmick that they're doing.
I agree.
Okay.
So do you have any hates for it? Do you have any hates on what me and Vincent have been attacking each other with?
No,
everything.
not really. No, not really. When I was on my run, I was listening to you guys, and I actually hate saying this, but I really agree with Vincent. Like he's kind of been on the ball on this. It just seems so silly, but at the same time, it makes a lot of sense that they would want to do this, because Assassin's Creed has kind of like the game is well known and lots of people want to play it, but there's a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths who would buy it, and then the entire idea of buying it to normies who have never played it before is almost out the window. So they have to drum up some kind of controversy and some kind of like a way to advertise it to get it in everyone's ear holes. So
I will say this: apparently the dev team, right, said
no,
they like
the pricing model wasn't such garbage.
It's trash. Oh my god, it's trash.
They actually like the idea of Yasuke being like he fits in the weird lore of a lot of assassins. Like he's a weird exotic warrior kind of thing. Like
if the writing's there, it could be good.
They could nail him good.
It could actually be good.
Because they said there isn't a lot of history to even justify what he did, but we can run with a narrative and create something that hopefully works.
Oh, like Rings of Power.
Oh God, I
know.
You mean like how
they're probably
Vincent, trailer 2 apparently the trailer's apparently good.
Really?
Sorry. But the concept, right, is they even said themselves I would see the full reason they chose him, but they said it was interesting to use as a base, but it's also, I guess, they needed someone from the European branch to represent something. Because clearly, if she is supposed to represent the assassins, you're going to have like a Templar or something of that order reference.
Yeah, you're going to have to make that connection to be good.
And maybe he's a bridge and they're going to use the Portuguese as a jump off. That's hypothetical, but...
Yeah, I'm not going to predict too much. I'm just saying it can be done. Will it be done? Probably not.
Why are you letting the squirrels chew on your internet? Or is it the bears?
Do you know what? It's a weird thing. I just got fiber optic today. Nice. And now it's every time I'm doing something, like I've done 3 live streams today, and now it's like every time I'm doing the dumbest stuff where I'm like just pressing the wrong button on the wrong thing and knocking myself out. It's so weird. I'm just being silly.
Yeah, so your internet's just doing.
No, my internet is fucking amazing right now.
I understand the sentiment.
It's the best ever.
I've been playing 76, so the idea and other stuff, my internet yo-yos out. It's fine. Fiber does that.
Oh,
fiber yo-yos. It's okay.
I still can't believe it. Like I was able to DJ while playing a video game and use what's it called? Use not StreamYards, do a Streamlabs.
You know, you should actually try to talk to LG sometime. That would be a good crossover because he's a DJ, strip club DJ. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, he is.
I was a strip club DJ in Edmonton.
Oh
well, we got coming up here is Mary Jane. Mary Jane is coming up.
It would be funny, but yeah, like I can probably avoid that. But I want to. I don't want to die of cringe. This is like awful. Maybe at the point, I just want to get through this enough to.
It could be this video. It could be worse. It could be worse, but it is pretty cringy. Okay,
stupid, bro. I'm sorry. So let's watch this this next trailer, which is like a breakdown of who the characters are. All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I would have cut that out, by the way.
Me too.
with our dual protagonists, we have two fantasy, the samurai and the shinobi. We want the player to experience both, and we cannot squeeze both fantasy into one character because samurai and shinobi came from a different social class. They have different lives. So
that's
we
is that
cannot
France?
That is
mix,
stupid.
them
That is
together.
Is that
stupid.
Ubisoft
The
France?
historical character of Yasuke presented a
Probably.
really
Ubisoft
exciting
isn't from
opportunity
France.
for the
It's a
narrative
French
team.
company.
We approached it in the same way that so much of the work is done in Assassin's
French
Creed,
are
which is really
spineless.
in terms of research and history first.
I'm
See,
Not
people
a
think that's
lot
going to
is
be
known about him, but what we did know or
that's
we
gonna
do
be
know is
Oba.
that he arrived in Japan in 1579, right when our game starts. And that he had
1579,
relationships with some
okay.
of the most interesting people in our setting, like Oda Nobunaga, the Portuguese, and Jesuits, which made it very sort of tantalizing and enticing from a narrative perspective to come in and start weaving these facts with story in between.
Just blame me.
The more we read about
That's your
characters,
commentary?
the more
That
was
is his
inspiring for us.
commentary, yeah.
He's a foreigner discovering Japan, and we thought it's the perfect.
To be
fit
fair,
because
Ubisoft
he's
has had
discovering
some really good
and
experience
you are discovering
with
Japan
doing
also.
For Honor on Japanese
and
culture.
on the flip side, we have
By the
Naue,
way.
who comes from the province of Iga, which is a remote mountainous area, fiercely independent, known as the birthplace of shinobi.
Oh, wow, and
they're
she
very
sounds like
contrasting
Northwestern
perspectives that really
American.
expose a lot of different sides and
Like
facets
Seattle.
of the era.
When Oda came, he completely
Be worried.
destroyed Iga. You have Yasuke and Oda that coming to destroy the shinobi. So it can kind of create this interesting tension between two characters.
We were able to connect her to the province of Iga and the legendary Igan shinobi historical figure, Fujibayashi Nagato, who's her father in the game. So we understand why she has the skills that she has and the values that she learns from her
Even
father.
though
And the people
he
of
would
Iga
pass
with
on
their
more to
valor,
his son
benevolence, and wisdom.
than
And as a young
else.
person still
Well,
at the
yeah,
start of
he
the
would
game, we
have
get to
made
see
her
now acquire even
like
more of that
a
wisdom
bargaining
as the story
chip
unfolds.
to
And
like,
if you ask anybody,
you know,
it's
marry
super clear
somebody
that
of higher
samurai will be
level.
combat heavy. and
Well,
the
not
shinobi will be
necessarily.
stealth heavy.
Okay,
It
as you were
creates this
saying,
distinction
if it
right
does
away.
come from a line of
Yasuke-
assassins, her female traits probably would have helped
Okay.
her
yes,
in
let's-
assassination
and
attempts. Okay,
Let's
You're
get this
tr-
out.
very
let's-
true.
you could still
Vincent, very
marry.
true.
You could marry her off and still kill the guy. Okay, that could
Yep.
be very useful as a tool.
Yes,
I want to
agreed.
say though, right? Assassin. Okay, what is the philosophy of where did the philosophy of the assassins lie for you? When you
You
think
mean
about
do you mean in the Assassin's Creed like lore, the lore
Yeah.
of the entire game world?
what do you think?
What
What do you
changes?
It's so weird. It's so convoluted.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've heard of them as up until like the Revolutionary War when they changed, they were not anarchists. Like the team would try to say, like when I remember when the ones who used to be over Syndicate or do work at them said they viewed them as anarchical assassins. I don't think that is. They were libertarians or like wanting freedom fighters.
Well, what was their motto? It was everything is allowed, or all actions are approved, or something
Let me
like
see
that.
this.
I can't.
I mean, they were fighting
geez.
against pretty much like a shadowy. It's like the Knights Templar with like Illuminati.
Nothing
It
is
was like
true.
separate
Everything
cults,
is
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
permitted.
Everything is permitted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing is true.
Fine.
Everything is permitted.
They were
God,
pretty much
that-
fighting
and-
against the deep state. Okay, pretty much.
Yes,
their
yes,
version of the deep state.
exactly. God, do you know what?
Oh.
And I really hated that movie with Michael Fassbender, but I saw it with my mom, and she thought it was so cool. And she
You know what
wanted
they
to-
hint?
and
you
she
know, by the
actually
way-
wanted to play the game afterwards, and her and I played
Oh.
Black Flag together.
So you know what's funny, by the way, with that the Fassbender, that the guy's daughter is actually the Lover Reborn.
Who? Wait, who? Who?
Do you remember the Templar? The Templar dad,
I'm looking it up right now.
Michael Ironside's character? Not Ironside's.
Fassbender.
Yeah.
Michael
That-
Ironside's cool though.
I'd have to
Yes,
remember.
fucking rights he is.
Who is that guy? The guy who plays the villain. He always plays a really good villain.
The guy who's a Templar daughter.
Oh, Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons, yeah.
Yeah. He's
His
awesome. Amazing.
His
actor.
daughter is actually the Lover Reborn.
Oh, Marion Coulthard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, I used to have a huge crush on her. Ooh. Yeah, but I like anything with a pulse.
Because here's the thing: in the modern era, they were just controlling the assassins; they were capturing them. That's the bigger deal, right? I'm just trying to. No, I think it's funny, by the way, because that's what I ask, right? How do you view their philosophy? Are they freedom fighters for just like what is right, or do you view them as anarchical? They want to stop just the Templars.
No, exactly. It's just a warring caste.
Yeah, it's just I always saw it as just like we must oppose these people because otherwise we're gonna have
they don't have
the world
they don't
is
have
gonna
any overarching like actual like theme or anything. It's like one of those political parties like the Green Party or something like that. They don't actually have shit that they
That's
actually
almost
want
an
to do.
insult to them. The Green Party's even worse. At least these are libertarians, okay?
Okay,
Christ's
yes.
sake.
It's
they're
like that.
almost as irrelevant, but
Yeah,
they stand for things.
They stand for things. Sure, they do. They
Different
pretend.
things.
It's like they're the pro-Palestinian protesters at universities. That's how I.
Oh, that's a mess, by the way. Apparently, they're not fun. But no, the reason why I say right because like Connor would support George Washington in the Revolution because that makes sense. I mean, it's kind of weird when you start. I thought with Ubisoft was weird how they took Kenway's son and turned him into a Templar, but he was an assassin still.
Hey, yay! If you make one of your enemies one of your allies, that's one of the best things you could possibly do. Art of War.
Because what was it? Because it wasn't until the modern lore where the one that went renegade helped destroy the assassin order in North America. Yes.
Just like in Dark Souls, you get Seath, the scaleless dragon. That was the only way that they were able to take over. It's a very common theme in lots of different big, huge stories where
because
people who are really or characters who are really powerful in one faction decide to pass over onto another. Their enemies, all of a sudden they get destroyed because they have so much knowledge to be able to take over. Yeah,
basically that's the reason why in reality the assassins became weaker in the Americas.
In reality.
Because
reality.
Because
game reality. Okay.
In the game reality, that's why
I'm just taking piss out of him.
That's why the assassins lost a lot of power in the New World because their order was almost entirely destroyed. I think it's like you could go by Syndicate.
Yeah, I remember it vaguely being like that. That's why they were trying to go back. I think that's why they were reaching into the, what do they call it? Like ancestral memories of this one guy in the present. And he was
Desmond because Desmond is supposed to be like the thing is, apparently the ultimate answer, most people think the games end at 3 because you need Desmond being the ultimate genetic ancestor of both the Templar and the
assassins.
The assassins too. But by the way, the fun part, I will say this, what a lot of people forget about Assassin's Creed, you need to read the comics and the side stories. Because
you should never have to do that ever in any situation.
No, here's the
thing.
Here's the thing.
No, but good side content will just add to the experience.
Yeah, so do you remember at the end?
It shouldn't be required.
No, do you remember?
Yes, it shouldn't be required.
Do you remember
there should be hints there. You're like, I wonder why he's like this, and you have a side story explaining that sort of trait.
Do you remember the end of 3?
Agreed.
Juno actually escaped the Matrix, but she eventually goes back because she realizes humanity is not ready.
God, Romeo, seriously, I love that purple, like violet shading that you're doing. It looks beautiful.
Hey, he lightened the skin. He's trying to make some black man bait, okay, with the blonde. Okay.
I really like that. And that huge eye. It just like it especially it being almost centered, but just a little bit off, like a little bit north. It's beautiful. Looking really good, especially the shadowing below the lips. I love the shadowing below the lips.
Sorry, I would be critical of that a little bit.
So I have to see that.
But I'm hypercritical. Okay, don't.
The reason I have to say this, right?
What, Vincent? You're hypercritical? I wouldn't believe that. Anyways,
okay, I want to say
Assassin's Creed.
I want to say this, right? The concept of listen to this concept, because there's also the concept they want the dual protagonist, because really in reality there hasn't been really a dual protagonist since like Syndicate.
Oh, and I can get along with that, and that might go along with the flipping of the coin. You know, you have a dark-skinned man, a light-skinned woman. That's what they did for Alan Wake 2.
And the game, what they're doing specifically,
a little simplistic.
So supposedly what they're going to do with the game is he's going to be the bruiser, she's going to be the assassin stealthy. They're both going to have two different styles of gameplay.
Well, hopefully that would be smart.
I do like that.
And that you know what and I think that's a good idea.
If they nail that, like you want to go in, beat people's ass, you choose him. If you want to play the assassinate people style with like a little bit of that Trixie, go with her.
They're going to have to give Yasuke some sort of a stealth and some abilities to sort of accentuate that he has some connection to the assassins. Yeah, he can still be a bruiser, okay, and probably pretty much be a distraction force also. Probably would want to set up a lot of campaigns where you play as both. You can switch between them, okay. I could see a lot. I think there's the idea behind this, at least in theory, is actually, if they were smart in game design, which they're probably not going to be, would set up a lot of cool ass scenarios if they took the time to do it. Okay, you could choose to create a distraction with Yasuke and go in, slip in the back. Like, what am I thinking? The bald guy with the barcode.
Oh, Hitman.
Hitman.
Agent 47, is it? 47? 46?
Yeah.
47.
Yeah.
47.
So, I mean, the concept, right? This guy is take. See, you're seeing why I'm saying this guy's a pure reactionary. Right?
Oh, God.
I don't think he's a pure reactionary.
I love that.
He's not even transforming the content. This is what happens.
Oh, I agree with that.
This is what
reaction.
This is. I didn't pick this on purpose because this is bad. This is one of many. Apparently, this is what happens when you have a Twitcher become a YouTuber.
I swear.
He can fight with all his advantage. His stature, like he's a big guy. He can break door. He can fight multiple enemies. He can break armor. Compared to Naomi, like her character and their outfit, it's
that's
really
actually
about being
Quebecois.
stealth, being unseen. She's the only one with the Iron Blade. So they have clear advantage that put them into the stealth and the combat. Yeah. Even if they can do a bit of both.
That's definitely
really
Ubisoft Montreal.
Together, because on one side we have Naue, who's very intense and passionate and determined woman
she needs no
is
man.
Very set on her goals.
We'll see.
She's kind of got her heart on her sleeve, and she'll
they need to play up the sort of forbidden romance angle for
that
this.
she brings as a
maybe
shinobi, but that she also
maybe not
brings
pull
to
the
her
trigger.
And this balances very well with
you know what? I'm with you on that, Vincent. That would be important actually, and it would make it a lot more.
We really thought about somebody like Yasuke historically who was able to come to Japan
instead
and
of
have
just
the life that he did there,
just
to enter
the
service
entire
for Oda
Japanese
Nobunaga and achieve all of the things
storyline
of
that.
By the way, am I?
Yeah, and definitely her father is probably going to try to marry her off in her real life.
Yeah, and
that would be a nice little line.
But come on,
Wouldn't she
let's be
like,
honest. Do you think a Japanese? Anyways, keep going. Okay, sorry.
Okay, can I say, wouldn't it be weird, like in this world? Clearly, he's been in Japan a while, and she was like maybe a 10 or 12-year-old girl.
Oh shit!
Why? What? Okay, why'd you? What?
Hold
why'd you bring
on,
that up? Well, I'm sorry.
Go back.
Where
Where
did this come from?
They go in the
He
trailer.
had relationships.
You're comparing. You're saying that little girl.
Setting, like Oda Nobunaga, the Portuguese and Jesuits, which made it
So
very
if you look at
sort
her,
of tantalizing and enticing from a narrative perspective. She's her father in the game, so we understand why she has the skills that she has and the values that she learns from her father in the people of Iga, which are valor, benevolence, and wisdom. And as a young person, still at the start of the game, we get to see now. We acquire even more of that wisdom.
She at least has to be 16.
If you ask anybody,
she is going to have to be young.
You wouldn't even be able to do all that stuff that she was doing.
It creates this distinction right away. Yasuke can fight with all his advantage.
Intelligent, thoughtful, and respectful of this culture that he because on one side we have
Come on,
like very thoughtful and respectful of this culture and determined woman who is very.
So this is what you see, right? She's going.
She's kind of got her heart on her sleeve, and she'll say what she feels in the heat of the moment. And this
now
intensity
I'm going to assume
that she brings as a shinobi, but that she also brings to her relationship. And this balance is very.
Is that her or is that another girl?
That's another girl. Whoa, you're really reading into this.
Sort of a
no, yeah, you are. That's a different girl.
Naoi's fiery passion.
See,
no,
that's the same scene.
We really thought about somebody like Yasuke historically.
I mean, they are trying to do a little bit of
have the life that he did there to enter.
A little bit of you know, he's a nice guy.
Okay, pause this. Pause this.
What kind of person would go?
But that's the thing. Like anybody, just some random Japanese girl, like walking along, seeing a black dude in the market would just, oh, look at that guy. No, there would be dozens of people all stopping to look at him. Dozens.
Well,
he was so crazy exotic. It would be like every listen, I've been to Tokyo.
No, that's assuming too much, Lucifer. Okay.
No, it isn't.
If he's been there for a while, and Nobunaga put down the order.
Everybody would still make mention of him being there, and they would take time to say
would
hello.
mention it. They would do it in whispers on the side, but they probably wouldn't.
Would look at him every time they walked by. Like I said,
no, they would glance at him. They would do the side glance thing. Okay,
yes, they would.
Side glance.
You know how many people in Tokyo wanted to take pictures with me when I got to the airport? Dozens. Dozens.
Did you have your shirt on and off? And what sort of pants were you wearing? I have to.
No, I was.
I want to know if you.
I was in t-shirt and jeans and all that. But I'm like a foot taller than virtually everyone there. So
yeah.
Okay, we take picture. Can we take picture?
Yeah, they love the big man. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm exotic. I'm not American. Fuck off. I can't believe you called me American.
They probably consider you American. Everyone's American to the foreigners.
I had a Canadian T-shirt. I had a T-shirt with a Canadian flag on it. Because I ain't no Yank.
Oh, sorry, I offended you. Okay.
I don't sleep with.
I don't blame you for being a fan.
I don't sleep.
Do you get offended by the Proto-American phrasing that they got going?
I love that. I love that to death. Okay. Just because all of my British friends get pissed off about it, so I like making fun. I like saying it just to piss them off. Like even Spoon gets mad when I call British people Proto-Americans. It's so funny.
Well, for once I agreed with Spoon about the Grums game. We have to go for the middle. I'm like, you're never going to get the fucking middle, Grums, okay? You're way too out there.
I thought this was an interesting piece of like the story of Yasuke was that what's his name? No, I'm just gonna call him Nob because I just can't pronounce his name. But when he saw him and he was like, "Oh, this man is black," and so he thought he was wearing ink all over his body. So he tried to he said, "Go in the shower," and so they all tried to wash him, and they were like, "It's not washing off," and they're like, "This is the black man."
Oh, Nobunaga. Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say though,
Yeah.
look at it from this perspective though, right? I was thinking, okay, brain fart. I had a brilliant thought. Okay, then you two continue. It'll come back to me a second. Brain farted. No, I think from what they're seeing, right, is okay. How long, depending on has he been there? Let's assume they alter history a little bit.
Okay, so in history, he was there for just under 2 years.
3 years, maybe, or so.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those, he got there and he wasn't allowed to interact for a while. And then he was turned into a
Let's
retainer.
say he was picked up
So let's go with this. So in this game, let's just say 5 years. Let's just say 5 years. How much of the language do you think a random person, a random Jesuit, would have been able to pick up the language?
If you want to go by Shogun standards, the Europeans picked it up. William Adams picked it up pretty quickly. Or like over a couple.
You're also taking considerations. The game might have him. The end goal for him going with this priest would be to sort of get within Nobunaga's ranks. Okay, try to infiltrate that. Okay, so he could have had some priming before he goes in.
Yes, very true. So
because the idea, right, is
that is if they write it correctly.
Maybe it's also too in this period is, let's say, through the lens of the Portuguese, you have the Templars trying to infiltrate Japan.
Yeah. So they make him. So let's say they make him one of the smartest, like very, he can pick up stuff really easy. He knows stuff.
Well, of course, he's huge.
Oh yeah. Well, being huge it doesn't make you smart, but it's
right. I'm saying pick up stuff very easily. I'm
yes.
Bad joke. Gotta keep going.
He can figure stuff out really easy. He if he was one of like the smart people that they could use as a oh my god, I'm turning into Andrew Clark right now.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, don't. No, I won't start stuttering like him. I'll still keep talking, but I just don't. I can't get the words out that I need to get out.
So, I mean, I'm assuming, right?
I mean, let's hope they don't turn him into a Gary Stu completely. They probably will try to.
You know they will.
Oh, by the way, what if I warn you about this guy?
Can't I have my fantasies? Why won't anyone give me the fantasies? Okay. Everyone has got to give me shit for being helpful.
By the way, do you know this guy also later on claims he was an Assassin's Creed fan, but he gets all the facts wrong?
Well, it means nothing. It means nothing.
Through all of this,
no.
So
I watched,
Yasuke
like I said
earlier,
the Rings of Power people who said that they were
of this culture
scholars.
That he
See, we're respectful of this.
A very nice sort of counterpart to Naue. He's a bit mysterious as well, and that's something we get to see unfold as the game progresses.
That's beautiful artwork.
Oh, if it translates
to baby, Assassin's Creed.
By the way, he was probably
November 15th.
That was good. Jesus Christ!
I like the way it looks. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And this balances very well.
And also, this part
was an actual video
who
from
is
him.
Sort of a thoughtful.
Is just making me laugh because all I can think as I see this little girl see him is.
I mean, some of the dumbest people get the goodest views. So
how does he have?
I do not get.
How does he have 500 views?
How does he have views?
Well, with Yasuke, who is sort of a
I need to actually start doing this bullshit. I need to start.
See, okay, I looked at his Twitch.
Like
I gotta make fun of this man. I actually looked at it. I
I understand. I know the best sound to set up. Or I'm sometimes, I don't know. I see, Vincent, you actually go in and cut through videos. Sometimes I need to go back and do that, at least prepare my content more.
It's very helpful. Okay.
Yes,
really
it is. Write down notes. Just putting down notes is the best idea.
I got to the weird part because my idea with my content is I'm going to do a game stream, then I'm going to do the other. But then I realized if I don't prepare videos, see, actually what screwed that up is someone taking a month off. Now, offense to that person, which threw off that regime.
Fuck off.
I'm sorry. People
don't be sorry. I'm the one who's sorry because I'm.
It's not you. It's not you.
You're the Texans. You need to have the big ego.
But what's funny part about it is, though, I know my content demographic, right? I also didn't want to talk about Tony and stuff. So it was dead. Like, I'm going to try to grow my gaming. But this guy clearly does the Twitch just chatting scene. And I tried to go back and see the stream that this was from. It's not up there.
Of course not.
So this, by the way, like cutting like the 3, 2, 1, like him going to Nani, like go look at the content of this video. Everyone's like, yeah, of course DEI is woke. The reason why we say this is these are the devs saying like we like cultural, we like the You remember how I was saying earlier how they view it as a mysterious story?
What?
That's the
wait,
devs.
Wait, say that again. I want you to say that again.
The devs are saying they heard the story of Yasuke, and they're like, he sounds interesting. There's not a lot of history to him, but we'll try to make him work.
Ooh, that sounds a little off.
Done.
Yeah,
I'm
and if
done.
you saw
dang it. Listen, it's a funny joke to me. So, as you can see, Yasuke.
By the way, they called this man someone in the comment section. Multiple people said he was the adult in the room in the discussion.
Oh my god!
What discussion? Okay, like saying, these people don't have discussions. Okay,
he's just
no one has
a
discussions.
guest character.
Adult in the room.
But that's enough for the far right, or just people who just don't like people, or just anything that's new or diverse or different, to go online and start their Twitter threads and complain and do all the things.
Hey,
and
I got a Twitter thread.
Content
farmer. I warned you.
Content farmer.
Bro, yep. I told you. Didn't I tell you before this stream? Go look up his Twitter.
I did.
Go look at the post and how badly he got ratioed.
No, you know I did.
How badly did he get ratioed?
Yeah, I think it was almost 1,000. It was like 900 and something.
Why do people care about ratios anymore?
By the way,
because if they're gonna post it,
Keppel's ruined the ratio. Sorry, for me. It has no value.
No.
Okay,
do you know what?
Wait, no, let me explain this.
Do you know what? Keppel's actually made it better because it showed that when retards are actually are making just nothing comments, then you can see, oh, this is stupid.
Okay. Let me say this.
I don't believe these people.
Fair enough.
Hey, hold
on. It's like YouTube taking away the dislike button.
By the way,
I hated that.
By the way, supposedly the trailer sits in the Japanese region sits at only 2,300 ups and 18,000.
Oh, I'm checking. I'm looking them up right now.
I would love to see
all of them up right now.
Okay, so here's what I say about this guy. This guy was like, he tried to literally go, "You're just mad because they used the black man." No, and they justify.
You mad, bro?
He even tried to go, what historical evidence? And then the people post the pages. He goes, but you're not saying he was a samurai. Then eventually someone called out his bullshit and said, you're just trying to farm content.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah. He got like lit up.
245,000 to 860,000 on the Ubisoft one. 245 to 860,000.
Now, how much of this is because it's Ubisoft, or how much of this?
It's both. It's both. It's people are going to it just to press downvote.
Yeah,
but
because it's Ubisoft.
how many normies are actually watching it and looking at because they don't. Virtually
Normies don't
80,
watch this.
Virtually 80% of the people don't have a downvote what's it called mod on their viewer.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't know. So they don't care. They just look at it and go, okay, downvote. So I'm going to say 80% of the people that voted on that are honestly doing it.
I think you're giving too high. I would say 50-50, okay? I'm pretty sure there's some brigading going on, okay?
800.
But I do agree.
860,000. That's okay.
Look at who's following Grums. How many he has following him?
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean,
I'm gonna look that up right now.
So this guy, right?
Would like to say this. Does anyone remember when Ubisoft was
he
actually
brought
in
this
hot
up.
water because they had a game?
Okay.
Yeah.
How many of you remember this next part?
Oh shit! Of course, the first video that comes up when I look up Grums is Spoon
black and anti.
Look,
then you have the
people of
quartering
color.
who,
and
at
I
least
know this
he's not
because-
as dumb as Grum. Well, he's pretty dumb, but he's not as brash and
salty
Grums.
and salty crackers.
Okay, hold on a second. How many of you remember the Ubisoft Black Power Fist mobile game symbol that Ubisoft did years ago?
Oh,
What?
I think I know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
You're about to find out.
Backlash. But how about some of this information?
Since I'm the world's least racist person,
Tom
I need to
Clancy-
see this. So
Do
I
you
can
remember this? Any
and
of
look
you
at okay. Just before we do this, look at that hand signal that this person is
the okay
posting. That is white supremacy. White supremacy. That's
no,
white supremacy.
but seriously, how many?
This,
I
white
remember.
supremacist.
By the way, I remember.
okay. What he's doing, okay. Yeah, that's definitely not the circle. That's definitely not the circle
is
game.
the white supremacist. White supremacist.
Black,
I want
white
you to
supremacy.
understand. He goes into the explanation about this. I remember this game, right? They actually got a lot of hate because of this. This was I think was it Elite Squad? The Black Power Fist, right? I shit you not.
Oh my god, what am I looking at right now?
Do you not see it?
Well, he's showing it, and he's got. Oh my god, I didn't.
He's Elite Squad. In this game, the protesters were the enemies, and their symbol was the Black Power Fist. Now, if you don't know your history, the Black Power Fist.
What is the history of the Black Power Fist? Without him saying it, do you guys
Black
know
supremacy. It was when the
Black Panther Party.
I would say Malcolm X, but I'm probably wrong. It probably goes back then.
It was the Black Panthers. It was when what's his name put his hand up at the Olympics. I can't remember
two
his
of them
name.
did are black athletes.
One of the Jessies.
I can't remember his name. He was oh my god.
They were told not to do any political.
And he put a glove on and put it up to show black supremacy.
Did he? I always remember it being black solidarity. That's what I heard, but that's probably just
how is that?
agenda.
What's the difference?
Propaganda. Probably just propaganda. Rewriting history.
Black and solidarity.
But now, let me say this though: Elite Squad, I remember it, but it got shut down a year later. It's a mobile game. Well, besides the point.
What's the difference between white supremacy and white solidarity?
By the way, I did. By the way, I didn't catch him the first time I watched it. He did the okay sign. Jesus.
Yeah, well, it's because you paused it perfectly right when he was doing it.
I don't even think he was doing the okay. It just looked.
Of course he wasn't. No, nobody does that normally. It's just it's just something that you do.
It's funny to joke meme about it.
It is a joke. It's a meme.
I guess it because he did it.
I mean, that one flew a little bit better than Milk being racist.
By the way,
dude,
how did they fall?
By the way,
dude, every single freaking NBA game, you'll see somebody do the okay hand sign because it's the sign for the 3-pointer.
I mean, it is pretty retarded that they fell for that trick.
Oh,
well, it's so beautiful. It's beautiful. It's just like it's okay to be white, and Muslims were right about women.
Hold up, both of you. Do you know of the legendary Operation OKK that was done by 4chan to make the OK power a white power symbol in 4chan, and a bunch of leftoids believed it?
Yeah, I didn't know the exact details, but that's what I'm talking about. That was just pretty much they tricked them. Same thing with Milk, I think. I don't think that one caught on as well.
Oh, no, but Brittany Venti did that. Tried to her and her friends were trying to propagate that when the what's his name? Who's that? Shia LaBeouf had that.
Okay. They won't divide us. Okay.
Yeah, they will not. Yes, and a whole bunch of black people were showing up, going, yeah, and a whole bunch of white people, white supremacists, want us to all think that drinking milk is white supremacy. And they're all drinking milk and being obnoxious with it.
By the way, how many of you
were doing it to fuck
how many
with
of you also know of the story that they tried to get the feminist? Like, it's so funny. People forget 4chan is the thing. Here we go. Just for people. By the way, just for the record.
Yes, of course we know this.
This is the operation of the OKK.
Only gay people didn't know this.
This is what
2015.
This is a thing, right? Someone went back, right? It was called Operation OKKK, right?
Yeah.
This is why when we say 4chan is full of shit trolls.
Well, yes. And that was the whole point. And you know that, what's her name? Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift was doing this all the time during her tours back then.
And then shit's like, so this isn't the first time the deep bowels of 4chan spawn stuff. Like, they go purposely to screw with the left. I forget what was
Internet historian.
Which one was it? I have to go back and look it up. They actually went and did the whole thing. Can we get a bunch of leftoids to agree to something horrendous about female rights or something like this?
Yes.
And
Muslims are correct about women.
Did they do that?
Yes. Going around to universities, Muslims are correct about women because leftists love Muslims, but they will not fight against, being, their terrible takes, the extremism. So Muslims are correct about women.
Was one
being white is okay.
Okay, I have to bring this up. This is not like a tangent, right? Because 4chan was weird. They tried to get another trolling thing against leftoids, and all the leftoids on Twitter started believing it.
Of course.
And it's so funny.
They're all sheep.
Their
entire mindset is about being followers towards whatever is new and popular. I love the Romeo. I love the green. I really.
Oh, by the way, if anyone is never certain, go look up.
go look up all these secret operations shitlords did on 4chan.
Oh, any poll is a goal. Any poll is a goal. Just like with Justin, what's his name? Who's the
well,
Pitbull.
never forget the poor
Pitbull with Walmart. And he did a poll where, okay, he'll do a concert at any Walmart where
actually
the most amount of votes. And everyone, all the people on 4chan voted the smallest Walmart in the entirety of North America, which was in Alaska. And Pitbull was like, fuck yeah, I will. And he brought a huge crew out with him, and he paid for everyone's carts for an entire day, and then put on an entire show and went around and knocked on everyone's doors and made sure everyone had everything that they needed and shook everyone's hands. He went around for 3 days and shook everyone's hands. It was like 4,000 people. Like Pitbull became one of my favorite people of all time, just because he leaned into the troll and he went, yeah, the people in Alaska deserve it. I want to go up there. And just because 4chan trolled, fuck yeah. And when Justin Bieber did the same thing, he was like, where should my tour start? 4chan was like, okay, we'll do it with North Korea.
Okay, so people don't believe
Best Korea, sorry.
By the way, so people don't believe me that they do this. 4chan is an equal opportunity hater. They used this to make the left hate Israel.
Oh, sure. I'm sure 4chan is what you had to.
No.
I'm sure they're responsible for making people hate Israel.
They started like this. So when you say they don't go out of their way to screw with the left, don't.
Dude, the left
they will mess with people.
NBC is a super left-leaning operation. Wouldn't they want to use 4chan as a bait to say, oh well they made us do this. 4chan made us do this, while they still complain about how Russian collusion and stuff like that.
So he created
the OK hand sign.
So he created a fake account. They wanted to masquerade as Jewish people and sowed seeds of division.
Are you seriously using your foot?
Yeah.
I hate the fact that you're actually doing a good job. I really hate it because I hate people's feet.
Fine.
But you're doing a good job.
Whatever.
This is like Vincent showing his face. I really hate it, but it's okay.
When did he show his face?
Oh, I've seen his face.
All the time. You just haven't seen it. Okay, sorry.
He's actually super handsome. It fucking pisses me off because he actually has really nice hair and I'm bald. So, I gotta balance the shit out. I hate when short people have nicer looking hair and, have
short people,
better jaws than me.
I think everyone's seen my face because it's been in the Discord.
They tried to
in the Discord. What Discord?
Oh yeah.
Who's Discord?
All the Discords. Romeo's always in the Discords, all the place.
Well,
He's
hey,
everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, I see you. Oh,
I believe it.
Sorry, I haven't. I just looked at Discord.
Oh my god, Kenju. Fine. We'll deal with
Are you open about your bisexuality? I don't want to accidentally put you on stream. Out you. No, yes, I am totally bisexual. I have made out with made out with some celebrities actually, and I have no problem. I have no problem with my sexuality.
Lucifer, since
I prefer women, but I have no problem with men.
Okay, so let me hit up both you and Vincent. What is your take on the whole Keffels? You two's take on the whole Keffels?
Keffels is a scammer.
So the Keffels
mentally ill asshole.
Mutahar documentary thing.
Well, isn't she also a groomer?
Yes.
And it's not provable. Yes. She definitely is.
What do you mean not provable?
She's encouraging of grooming of
children. That is
children.
Literally what grooming is encouraging. Okay. That's what grooming is.
She's encouraging people to go to groomers. So she's the next best thing to a groomer.
How is that not? How is that? It's like saying you're not in a biker gang, but you just have a motorcycle and you hang out with a whole bunch of Hell's Angels.
Yeah. Okay. don't expect Keffels to have any honor or integrity. She's
I don't.
Keep herself at least one layer away from actual grooming, but she's willing to send children to groomers. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the next worst thing. Okay.
And that entire bathtub hormone company
DIY
was completely started because all the people that Keffel sent to him in Brazil. And with hair in them. Like it was all the stuff. It was straight up bathtub.
Hey, I just want to be precise. She didn't do any direct grooming. She sent people to be groomed.
That cat boy Discord, what's his name? Destiny was showing off 2 years ago. It was disgusting. All that shit where a 14-year-old saying I ran away from home and because my parents wouldn't accept me, and Keffels and the Catboy community helped them out, quote unquote, and he was living on the street. He was living on the streets for 2 years after that, and now is Minecrafted themselves. After that, I kind of just I fuck. No,
I have a thing too.
You're done.
I have some serious
I want
issues.
you to notice something about that. The whole thing with Keffels. And this is the one thing I won't forgive ever Dev for. Lilith. Lilith came from that DIY forums, and Dev has not totally disowned her.
Do you want to go back on that today? Today.
Did he finally?
Today, go look on look on Sleepy Devo.
Did he?
And he's talking about how trans is a mental illness. He actually says immediately, yes, he does. And then somebody says, how do you think
Lilith would take
How do you think Lilith would talk about this? He's like, he's a fucking retard.
Did he go he?
Yeah. Yes.
No.
Yeah. Should check it out. You'll see. He goes, and everyone just he goes full fuck. Let's bring in this up right on the screen right now.
Do you have a link to it?
No, of course I do. Of course I do.
My back was hurting while I was painting, so I just stopped.
Well, don't pay your feet.
Makes sense.
I'm surprised Artemis hasn't. Oh, by the way, also, what do you two think of D&D saying the fighter on the front of the original manual was a woman the whole time?
Don't care.
Don't care. What? Oh my God! Did it get removed? It got removed.
Deb removed it.
It got too heated.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know,
okay,
someone
I'm gonna
screenshotted
try to.
that.
I'm gonna
Arch,
try to
I bet
find-
Arch, I bet Arch screenshotted.
You know, Arch did, or
Arch
was
screenshotted it.
Kibbs.
Okay, Kibbs is a trans cat boy.
No,
Sorry.
he's not. No, Kibbs is not trans. He's a cat boy.
There's a
Kibbs
okay.
is
Take my
not a
joke.
cat. Kibbs
Take my
and
joke.
Kibbs hate trans people. Kibbs hates trans people. He
I
thinks
know
they're
he does.
fucking losers. He
But he
thinks they're all
wants to be
fucks.
a cat boy because he blames.
Oh,
it
and
on
of course
his
Artemis
audience.
Fowl is. Okay.
Okay, you know Artemis.
Oh no, yeah. Oh,
Artemis
yeah.
screenshotted it.
Of course,
Artemis
good.
screenshotted it.
I knew Artemis would do that.
Artemis did.
Good.
I know Artemis enough.
Yes. Yeah. I got it.
Okay. I know you know Artemis uses this.
Yes, I
Any
know.
ups on Dev. Is it just posted in general?
There's a
Not
lot of
sure.
cope in the replies. You need dysphoria to be trans. If you don't have it, and then of course somebody says, "What do you think?" What do you think?
Oh my
What do you
god.
I think
think?
I actually saw that earlier. I thought that was
I
always
saw
in the
that
chat.
exchange, by the way. It was on my thing. Where else
Didn't-
is it?
What
I
do
was
you
gonna say-
think?
Oh,
So
God.
Peru put like a new law stating that like anyone who's trans is mentally ill. I think it's been like circling around Twitter.
It is.
It's a mental,
Oh, by
it's
the
a mental
way-
illness. Okay.
By the way, do you know who also?
But that's the thing. If you're delusional enough to believe that you are born in the wrong body, that and you want to hurt yourself, you want to change your body so much, you want to actually mutilate yourself, it makes a lot of sense. But there is dysphoria by itself
Yeah.
is a different thing where, okay, maybe I'm having some issues with something, but I want to work it out.
You know what?
That's-
I have I'm gonna be honest. Like, you need to find that because Artemis
I
would
think
go.
we just need to have body positivity.
By the way,
That's
do you
it.
have a
Yes.
thing to this that
Yeah.
he does?
I can
Give me a link
I'll
because
post-
Dev, of course, Dev is going to delete it because Dev doesn't like taking L's.
It's not deleted. I got it right here. I will
Post it in the thing.
I will copy and post it right into
So,
the chat.
but there's also the whole thing. He tried to suck up to Kershey. Like he said, "Oh, Kershey, it's wrong. Kershey got
Kirsch.
Kirsch got
Yeah, he
banned."
actually gave himself the one
Kirsch?
shot.
Kirsch 2 years ago threw down on him and started like calling him out for all his bullshit. And
Well,
it
also
was
her-
actually I kind of respected her for that because all the stuff that she was calling him out for was undeniable. So it's what are you gonna do?
I'm not gonna say yes or no. Artemis is a glowy.
Oh yeah, well, Artemis has been a fan of Dev for so long.
Artemis is definitely not a glowy because that's actually okay. That's a joke in Arch's community.
How come I can't
I'm a
copy?
fan
I
of
can't.
Dev's
I can't
work
post
more
it.
than
Oh,
I
paste.
am of
There you go.
his actual
Well,
actually
go.
his man.
Ace Ribgo.
Romeo,
Might
that
as well.
was some good shit,
a
bro.
good angle.
I really like your art. I really like it. Please
Thank you.
do more online so I can
Oh,
see
good.
your okay, so I do a lot
I don't
of
think your
painting,
art
but
translates to digital, does it?
your what's it called? Your brushing is your fingering is so good. You've gotten it. You've got your muscle memory has gotten so good.
Okay, this is getting
know
too dirty
exactly
for me.
where to
I need
go.
to
No.
opt out anyways,
shut-
gents. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm doing a
'cause you're
stream in
gay.
like in
That's
half
just
an
you're gay.
hour, okay?
I'm
Let's see,
gonna
45
invade your
minutes.
stream too.
Do you want to tease your stream?
You won't want to. My stream's going to be boring, guys. No one come. Okay. It's going to be completely boring. I just want to give myself a break, a little bit of a leeway, maybe something to eat or drink. But take care, gents.
You want to tease
Good to
it?
come on. Peace out.
Fine. Give him a chance to tease it. Well, thank you for bringing this. This is the other dev typical, very, very rare does dev have dev L's. Public dev L's.
I don't know if this is an L. It's more of a throwing the gauntlet down. Because
is this
so many of the people in the community like the people that like him are super trans, but at the same time they understand that it is a mental illness. And there's so many people that dig into him saying, no, we're not fucked up. I'll kill you if you even say shit like that.
Okay, let me describe this. Here's the problem with the current, the way Arch's community stands. You got Arch's community, which is still a mixture of Sargon.
Who's Arch?
Arch Warhammer?
Who's that?
You don't know who Arch Warhammer is? Archcast? Arch? Lucifer, you really don't know who Arch is?
Okay, keep going, you fucking idiot. You know I know who he is.
I know you do.
I've known Arch for 7 years.
It's good.
Okay, keep going. Keep going.
Fine.
I'm just trying to mess with you.
Fine, Emily Hope. So you have Arch's community, which is a mixture of Sargons, what's left of Uzalus,
yes,
and V's.
Yes.
Uzalus still is on YouTube somewhere because, by the way,
he isn't. I can't even find him.
Aiden
posted a picture of her and Uzalu and posted his a link to his page, and it went to nothing.
I can find you. I'll link you the channel that he uses.
Please.
But bear in mind, right? Now, granted, Dev also does not take responsibility for throwing Uzalu under the bus. But that's a topic.
That's everybody. Anyways,
but you have Dev's community when he started getting closer to what we call the Troons, and his community went far left so he could move closer to BreadTube. Because it was right around the time of the VTM campaign, everyone split ways.
Because you're all far right.
No,
and you're all racist, and you're all sexist.
No, because that was weird. Because Sargon went to go do Lotus Eaters.
No, it was before that. It was
because VTM went before that. No, when VTM ended, and then Dev.
Yeah.
When the Claws of the Eagle campaign ended.
That was 4 years ago now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, time flies.
Oh my God, it does fly. I've been a member of Lotus Eaters since the very beginning, so I don't even think about it like that.
Do you remember? That's when Uzalu split off, but Uzalu cost hairs.
No, of course not. Of course not. Aiden hated me after that because I started calling her out on her fucking alcoholism. And then she just disappeared. And
Aiden has nothing to do. I don't go.
Uzlu hated me for calling her out on that, and he's going, "Okay, fuck off, girl. You need to stop drinking."
Okay, Uzalu's weird. Uzalu was not I'm in.
He has an insane crush on Aiden. Insane crush. I'm gonna send you a couple pictures later.
Okay.
Of some interaction.
I gotta say this. I thought him and Discordia were together.
Yes. They are.
They have to be, right?
They are. But Aiden's
because
Aiden, and she's married now, so whatever.
Okay, no, wasn't that the old lore? I actually thought Uzalu and Discordia were together married. I really did. And that's
you know what? I don't know. I don't know now, but I know that Aiden still. I know that Aiden would would leave her husband for Uzi.
No, ignore that.
I know.
Do you know of a war between Discord like that, the way Arch's community was? Yeah.
Well, no. Well, I can only understand from my point of view because
Arch's community has been a crossover. It was a crossover, right? You had Sargon who was there. You had V. Dev broke his audience off.
Well, V's actually new. What's his name?
V's new?
Quote unquote new. Like
how was V new?
No, like 4 years. So like we're talking about like
he's been around longer than that.
Yeah. Well, no. 5 years? No, V's only been with 5 years.
Kidda came out of V's community. V.
Am I that? Is my?
She came out of V's community.
No.
She knew. Yes.
No shoe on. No, this is like shoe on head. Like fucking. Like. Chris Reagan era. This is like we're talking about like 2016, 2017.
I have followed V since near his beginning.
Yeah. 2020. 2019. It was what
I ran into Arch. I ran into Arch first. Then I ran into Sargon.
Tim Pool.
Oh,
you're in Tim Pool's?
Oh God, I forgot I'm still streaming. Oh God, thank you.
Oh. You're in Tim Pool's Discord. Oh wait, that darn kitty. At least you're in that darn kitty. How are you not hanging out with us in the Thinker stream?
Don't know. See, for people who ever wonder, God, this is how far my YouTube goes back, dude.
Yeah, I know. I can see that.
Yeah. When you're
when your D's are like 7 pages long. I got the D.
Rags. Look, Rags.
Oh my God, Rags.
Rags.
Oh, I miss Rags on Discord. Oh my God.
I'm trying to find. I just randomly followed. Stardust is, by the way, a fucking shit.
Yeah, fuck Stardust. She became the Destiny.
Do you know what's funny? Before you guys ran into Spoon, I knew of him.
I don't like Spoon.
I would. What? Well, I can understand why you don't like Spoon. Spoon's an asshole.
I don't know why I'm still subbed.
And he's a racist piece of shit. But
I'm still subbed
to. He doesn't lie, and he is very upfront about the way he acts. I dislike a lot of shit that he says, but I know that whenever I ask him something or whenever I confront him with something, he'll always be very honest. And it's very hard to find those kind of people around nowadays.
I'm not going to say
he's very well spoken and funny.
I'm not going to say publicly, but you can figure out Uzaloo still has a channel. But
what? He does? Oh, I need to all subscribe.
I wouldn't, because as soon as
that way I can make fun of him for being a simp for Aiden.
I don't know. He has his own.
He's a simp. He's a total simp for Aiden. He would lick her asshole if he felt. If she
sub to V. What is
and you're sub to Tom McDonald. Nice.
Yes. Well, you talk about recommendations. Look, for anyone who doubts my interest, you can actually see this.
Yes, I'm watching. That darn kitty. Oh, she's in. South Africans. They're crazy racist.
Oh. Now, by the way, you can count from Sargon's original channel.
Here we go.
Oh, Serpenta.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Winston is a great guy.
I found his content because he covers actual goings on. So he did this channel in 2017.
Holy shit!
This is not his
7,000 views on his first video. That's even funnier.
Did you not know? He's also throttled his views more than once, actually.
Yeah, of course.
He's actually been that weird one. Like, you ever see the conversation between him and Dev? By the way, him and Dev, yeah.
Yes, of course.
By the way, he nukes his live streams repeatedly, by the way.
Of course he does.
Dude, this is what he does.
Well, that's the thing. When YouTube says you get demonetized, he just nukes them. Why would he care? Just fuck around then after. If you're not gonna be able to make money off of it, fuck them.
By the way,
and
people
just
ever
go hard.
wonder. People can never really wonder where I get a lot of my information from. Biographics, though, this man has like 10 channels. By the way, this team.
Yeah. I'm not subscribed to any
Britannica. Who's that Britannica? Who's that? I saw that Britannica.
Do you know who that is?
Who's that? Who's that?
That is from. That's what's his name from Lotus Eaters.
Callum? Is that Callum? He's arguably one of my favorite people in the world. Callum's awesome. Everyone should subscribe.
I don't like.
Everyone should subscribe to Callum.
Don't like the angry Catholic boy though.
Yeah, have you name a time where he's ever mentioned that he's Catholic? Ever.
How much is that angry little Catholic boy who's, the one I'm talking about?
Oh, no. You don't get to walk away from this. When has he ever mentioned that he's Catholic? Being an English person and saying you're Catholic, not Protestant?
But he's clearly not.
Name a time he's ever said he's Catholic.
Now, at the top, but we know he is.
Yes, duh. But he doesn't mention it ever.
I've heard him mention it before.
Yeah, like once, twice, and he has 12,000 videos out.
Is anybody watching the stream right now?
No.
People do. If they watch it in post, they always do. By the way,
there's four people.
4 people. 4 people need to say hello.
And I'm looking at participants, and it's only you, Tame It. It says 4 viewers.
I always have enough. I always get some views the other. No, but by the way, like my stuff, like people ever doubt my stuff, like Invicta, people, Gundam. I've been subscribed to Gundam for years. Like
He's great. Gundam. Yeah.
He's
Lex Friedman. What is Gundam? What is he?
Gundam's contents changed dramatically.
No, but what? Okay, racially, what is Gundam? Is he? I don't even know.
There is a real image of Gundam. I would not show it. Like there has been. Like he is supposedly half Native American or something, and
you know what?
Native
and
American.
You know what's the best part? Mexican? I think it's awesome, whatever he is, because he's such a good guy. I think if he was a salamander, I'd love him to death. I'd still keep loving him.
See, I've been following Arch I've been subbed to Arch since very beginning of his channel, almost like a year or two after.
Oh, shit. That was what? 6
Arch
years
has been around for a long time.
I didn't even know about Warhammer 6 years ago, and I started following Arch. And then it was only like 3 years ago that I actually got into Warhammer.
You
and
first
because
time
of
found about him?
Yeah, but it was Arch and a major kill.
His original,
And then-
oh God, Major. No, let me say this. His original start came when they were teasing Total War.
Yes.
That's when he
Yeah,
got
exactly.
his start.
And I had no idea about Warhammer lore because I was playing the game.
Like his original videos 9 years ago was this when he was talking about it. This is like I started following him a long. See, there was
9 years, yeah, no doubt.
Dude, this is yeah. Deep learning people. They don't like he basically took the lore of the game. Like, unfortunately, a lot of videos got lost in the hack though. When his channel got hacked,
yeah, I know, yeah, and then what's it called? GW like sent him a cease and desist.
Oh, that's a story many people don't know. Like, if you go
back, sorry, I have to go. I just got a message. I have to deal with this. I'm really sorry. I thank you so much. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it.
We're going to have to hook up at some point to cover.
We need to talk. No, we need to talk about the Siege of Terra.
Because the whole thing with it changing in the lore, right? Because they're going to start synchronizing it. Because I'm going to bet money that GW is either waiting. Now, we know Dan Abnett was going to feed the King in Yellow story.
Yes, because with the Beckwin novels. And we're all waiting right now. I'm seriously like right now waiting for the finish on the Beckwin novel.
Supposedly, okay, the last Beckwin novel, according to Dan Abnett, is going to alter everything.
Oh,
now
alter everything.
No, it's going to be a very it's supposed to be a very big revelation.
Alter everything is like like handing your wife over to some dude to have sex with them, and then she comes back to you.
Let me say
it doesn't alter everything. It just
let's say
that happened.
Let me say hypothetically, right? Because we know the City of Dust, where Valdor is right now, was created in the end of the Siege of Terra.
But is it in the warp? Is it in the? But the thing with the with what's going on with
the City of Dust?
No, the Primarch for the Dark Angels.
It's like a pocket forest.
The forest walking. I think that's where Valdor Drago is. Or not Valdor Drago. What am I talking about? Oh my god!
Wow, you're confused.
Oh my god, I'm a fucking retard. No,
so the idea of Constantine Valdor, because they hint that when Constantine stabbed Abaddon, they knew of his dark fate for 10,000 years.
Yes, because of the spear he had. Yes,
and that spear is linked because here's the thing: the concept of what's supposed to happen in the last Beckwin novel is he's created this army in the pocket dimension, which is left from the City of Dust. That was devastated when the Emperor destroyed the secret realm that supposedly...
See, and that's why I think it is the Forest Walk dimension that you can travel through. That's why I think it's so silly. That's why I think they're trying to like intermingle. Though the new 41K, the new lore with that, because they need to do that, or they need to do what they did with Warhammer Fantasy.
See, the thing is it's either the lore
created
drift.
Destruction.
So you're talking about the lore drift, right? Because I want to keep you, but the concept, right, is you got to realize they progress the story, but at the same time, they're lining it up. Because it's not like... Because the retcon in the modern, they're not trying to push forward. They said that the Indominus Crusade lasted 200 years. In reality, it only lasted 12 because at the 100-year mark, apparently the Golden Throne's supposed to fail in the next 1 or 200 years.
Exactly.
That is actually a story. They're like, oh shit. Or we're actually supposed to have the Tyranid invasion by about 200.
Yes. They're tripping over themselves with their own lore. Because now they have to like create so much with whatever stories they're doing. Like you can't have Caiaphas Cain novels that mean nothing, or Gaunt's Ghost novels that mean nothing to the actual story progression in the worldview. It's I fucking hate the fact that there's so many like people obsessed.
The problem right now is I'd have to hit you up with the other, right? Because I'll have to see, because Kea is a trip, dude. We're gonna have to do that too. The whole
we will.
You do that. I will catch you later, though. Like,
yeah, it was good seeing you again. I'm so glad we got to talk.
You do need you see.
I miss you, dude. I'm glad, and then I get to go for a run and then come back and then BS with you again. Thank you so much. I appreciate this so much.
You're all good.
We had a lot of fun.
I like my other
and
one.
I'm glad.
It's like,
I'm glad we got to talk. Also, Vincent, you're gay, and I can't wait to talk to him like in about 45 minutes. So take care of yourself, okay, brother? Take care of yourself, okay?
Yeah.
Well, and talk to me in Discord. Okay, bye.
See you. Okay, so I started tried track at the end. That is a boring video. That's what the cover. It's bad. I don't recommend it. But till the end, though, I make stuff work. So I will catch people later. I don't know. It's weird. It's actually good to chill with people. It drags me out of my antisocial shell. But I do have stuff planned, though. Division, I think, Sunday is supposed to be Diablo. At least my friend said maybe Sunday. I'm like, eh. But I gotta drag myself away from 76. This shit's like a half in the way. But I will catch people then. I do need to get into that hole. It's just normal. It needs to be one entire stream. The state of hobbies. Who knows? But I will catch people later, and then probably have to go check out Vincent's stream later on. I don't know what he's working on. Sometimes he says, sometimes he doesn't. But all in all, it's good. I'm gonna rest and go back to the grind, or at least back to do things. I don't know. Weird. Some days are strange for me. But all in all, catch people later. If you have any questions and sure what I need to cover, just say something below. I need to get in chilly. Because I will say I will have Frostpunk coming up at some point. But I'm not certain. I don't know. Fallout 76 is just a Mothman event. Diablo 4, I'm going to start the season. I promise this week. Do or die. Probably be Sunday. So, catch people then.